It's a tongue twister today. I've got Paddy Moloney and Peter Mahoney. Try and say that fast over and over again. So we got the Wild Man co-interviewing Paddy, and he's got a book coming out called The Altar Boy, right?
Yeah, The Altar Boy, yeah.
So the link to your book will be in the description box below the video if people want to click down. This is kind of an exclusive because you've not spoke to many people before, have you?
No, I haven't, no.
So you're from Middlesbrough?
Middlesbrough, yeah.
What's it like growing up there?
Middlesbrough, it's completely different now. But for me growing up there as a child, my first memory is a place called Cannon Street. Cannon Street was they're all terraced houses, 2 up, 2 down, no bathroom, that sort of thing. Every town and every city will have had one. I don't really remember much of it.
Like outside toilets? Stuff
Yeah, outside
like
toilet, tin bath on the wall,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. I don't really remember much of it. My only memory from there is my dad one day running he won the young bird race, pigeon race.
Oh, right.
And he'd come in with loads of money, and
Yeah.
that was just one memory I remember. Everything else is vague.
Didn't have wash machines, you'd have one of them things where you put your clothes in and go like that, don't you?
Hot tub, yeah, and ring machine, yeah, you did, yeah. You always just get the bath together. But then it must have been heaven for me, mum and dad. We moved to a place called Groveville, which was a council estate. It had a front garden, back garden, bathroom, 2 toilets, so like it was heaven. Posh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we thought it was, yeah. And that's where I started growing up there. I went to school there, St. Joseph's. It was a nice estate. It was quiet, it was safe, it was friendly. And it was just one of them places where it was different from Cannon Street, from what I can remember of Cannon Street. The school was on the corner, the church was on the corner. My dad was a practicing Catholic.
Yeah.
So we had to go to church. And I had 2 older sisters, Eileen and Pat. So whatever school I went to, they were always there before me. So I was always okay. I always felt safe and comfortable. And I remember St. Joseph's. It was a nice school. I enjoyed it. And it was later on, as we moved on through the infants to the juniors, with going to church and that, I was very quiet at school.
Yeah.
And I never volunteered for anything. I never put my hand up for anything. You
just got on with it?
Yeah, I just went with the flow, yeah. And there was a teacher called Mary Mcpartland, English teacher, and she took to me. And before I knew it, I was an altar boy. That's where, hence the book, The Altar Boy.
Ah, right.
And I used to be an altar boy. I absolutely loved it. You know, you had your cassocks on the weekend and that. And your little ring in the bell and that. Walking the Corpus Christi. And it was great. And I never missed Mass. We used to always go as a family. Until one day...
You got access to the wine as well, haven't you?
Yeah, the wine. Yeah. Changed the wine, yeah. But I was too young then. I like a glass now.
Yeah.
But what happened was, I come home from school one day, and I'm in the passage, and Miss McLatten's in there with one of the priests. Can't remember the priest's name. But they were talking about me, so I stopped and listened. And it was some sort of talk. I'd have been about in 3rd year juniors. And there was some talk about letting them go to a boys' school and things like that. And like, you know, talk of being a priest and that. Well, you know, like that wasn't what I was...
Yeah,
I enjoyed being an altar boy, but being a priest was like... So I'm all a shit myself, really. And I went out, they didn't know I'd heard them. And I stopped going to the altar then. So I stopped going, started missing it, and started getting girls to call for me. Like, I'd say to them, do us a favour, knock on the door and call for me. And like, and
yes.
I rebelled a little bit then.
Well, you would, wouldn't you?
I didn't want,
Even then, you're thinking of pussy, aren't you?
Yeah. But like, the altar boy part was good because everyone accepted it. It was like, not today, you wouldn't be accepted. You'd be a puff, you'd be a fanny, but, you know. But then Groveville, I mean, we used to play care ball. It was a lovely place. And then Mum decided to move to the top end of Groveville. This was just as I was going into first year seniors. And the top end of Groveville was a little bit more wilder.
I mean, even today, if you were an altar boy and you're from that family where it's religion, your mum and dad would be proud, so you're proud.
No, they were, yeah.
Oh, I was briefly an altar boy.
Was you?
Yeah, I remember like helping the priest. He used to giving the communions out and standing at the side of the church and all that stuff.
They wouldn't have me.
Yeah.
Saint beads.
No, it's one of my memories, you know. I look back on it and I wouldn't have changed it. I would have, even though whatever, I would never have changed it because it was a good part of my life. It was a nice part. And when you're young, you're innocent, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're innocent. But then we moved to the top half of Groveville. I went to first year seniors, and I'd met some lads up that end, like the lad called Peter Dinsdale and that. He had his little gang. I joined his gang, and that's when we started getting up to mischief. Then we used to go land swiping. Don't know if you know what land swiping is. No. You've never done land swiping? No.
Done like robbing apples and stuff.
Yeah, we've done that. That was like
Scrumping.
That was ages ago. We did that. When we progressed to land swiping, we go to the posh estates. And in them days, you never had no washing machines.
Oh, did they have to design the clothes?
Yeah, they had no washing machines and no dryers, so everything went on the line.
Ah.
So you'd go and you'd pinch off the posh estates, you know.
You see what size it is and go and get it.
And you go on with all the posh clothes. Yeah, that's what we progressed to.
I'd end up coming on with bras and knickers.
Sweat, you're Simon, Witty and them, the worst, nearly fucking stealing knickers off Fitbird's lines.
I've heard of that. We've never done that. But then when I was at school up in St Thomas's, and there was quite a few lads went to St Thomas's from Groveville, but it was Catholic and Protestant school, so everyone got divided then. And there was a massive influx from a place called Over the Border. It's called St Hilda's, and mainly at St Thomas's first year when I went there, they were mainly from that area. So I got to know a few of them, and it just progressed from there. I never played football. I wasn't very sporty, but this kid Norman Howard, they called him. He was going about boxing all the time. They had a boxing gym over there.
Yeah.
So I started going there, and it was a no-go area, Over the Border. If you went from Over the Border, you couldn't go over there. Because I went with Nosher and a few more lads from school, I started to get accepted.
Yeah.
So I started to hang about over there a lot more.
So you wouldn't get chased off or anything?
No. But if you went
on your own, like, you didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a really bad part. It's just behind the railway station in Middlesbrough. It's all derelict now. It's all mainly all knocked down. But I was accepted, and I spent most of my youth over there. You know.
Why were you interested in fighting? Had you been in some situations?
The only fight I didn't tell them was with my sister Eileen, and she battered me. Yeah, she battered.
I can imagine the sibling rivalry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, our Eileen was our Pat was a quiet one like me. Our Eileen was wild, and she has filled me in a few times.
So she motivated you to get some boxing skills.
Oh, do you know what it was? It was just that I'd never. I don't know. When I first went, the first time I went to the gym, there was a man called Harry Round. He was the coach, and all these kids were on the punch bags and skipping and that. And Nosher introduced me to Harry. He wants the box. Right, okay then. So he threw me a pair of skipping ropes.
Yeah.
Right? I'd never seen a pair of ropes in my life. So I'm trying to skip, and you can imagine it was pathetic. And it broke the ice because everyone was laughing at me. And I laughed along with them. So he went, yeah, put the skips away, shot me a pair of bag gloves. I mean, boxing's an art.
Well, the coordination at first hard, isn't it?
And like when you're boxing on it, I mean, I was pathetic. So that was a joke. But I enjoyed it, and I started going, and we took it quite serious. And I become quite decent. I was quite a decent boxer. But then Over the Border, like after the gym had finished, I'd stay over there and we'd hang about on the street corners. And there's a lad called Terry Dixon, who Jamie Boyle wrote a book about. He was notorious as being a mischievous fella. What we done, we started hanging about together. And my first little bit of trouble was we used to go out tatting. Have you heard of tatting?
Tatting, no.
Tatting. You go out and you go on a horse and cart and collect scrap round there.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Well, we took it to a further thing. We used to hire the horse and cart of a family called the Arkers. They were like travellers. So we'd get the horse and cart on the morning, but the night before, we'd have gone out pinching.
Yeah.
And we'd have pinched all the steel from wherever. Hid it.
And then go and pick it up.
So we weren't going
Wait it off.
Yeah, we used to wait. And we used to like make quite a decent living for kids.
What about getting lead off roofs?
No, we never had a bagel, like things like that. It was mainly like there was a place called the Green Hill. It was where the trains used to take the steel and that to the steelworks, and there was always stuff lying about on the Green Hills. Like tracks. The track that was old and put it up. We'd take all that and we'd wait in.
You're not doing it wrong, are you? Really?
No. But then we went on. There was a place called North Ormsby in Middlesbrough. It was it's just off this town centre, and they're all terraced houses. It was getting refurbished, and in them they used to have cast iron baths, lead boxes outside in the toilet.
Worth a few quid.
Yeah, and these were all empty. So we decided to spend 6 weeks around there. Well, 6 weeks till we got caught.
I get it down the stairs, just push it down. Like.
Out the bathroom window.
Oh.
Sledgehammer, no, smash it first and shot out the window. So And we were doing that for about 6 weeks, and we eventually got caught. We used to win about 3 times a day, and we were on really, really good money. We was on more money than my dad.
Yeah.
And he worked on the docks. And I don't know where the money went, we just spent it. But we got caught. A police officer come down on a little black Mariah, and we're having our dinner. Terry Dixon's been for fish cake and chips or something.
Yeah.
So we're all sat in the backyard having our dinner, like, you know, policeman comes up. All right, lads, what you up to? Tried to explain that we just found some scrap in the backyard, and he went, the man from the Chinese has been watching for the last 6 weeks, you've been smashing them up and throwing them out. So we got arrested, and they put us in the cells.
How old were you at that point?
14, I think, coming up 15.
Yeah.
14-year-old coming up 15. I was petrified because our mum and dad had to come and get us.
Oh,
And plus they'd put the horse and cart in a compound.
you know you're going to get a leather in, aren't you?
Yeah, so the lad who was horse and cart was going to give us a leathering too.
Yeah,
Because that's in the police compound now. We got charged. We got charged with going equipped for theft with a horse and cart. That was the actual charge.
It's almost comical, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. You know, and that was my first. I mean, we've gone a long way from Groveville there, like the innocent part and being an altar boy. And I just don't know where to come from. I don't even think we thought we were doing anything wrong. You know.
In a way, it's like, I mean, it's a derelict house. You're not actually going in and robbing anyone, are you?
No,
You know what
the
I
house
mean?
was completely empty. Yeah.
You're only taking
Yeah.
what's there.
Yeah.
If you didn't take it, someone else would, wouldn't they? You know what I mean?
I wish you had been the judge. I wish you had been the judge. Yeah. But what happened was, I pleaded not guilty for some reason, because I think what it was, on the morning, that morning we'd done it, we met at the cafe, and the sledgehammer and the bowl cutters that we used to use was already on the horse and cart under the carpet.
Yeah.
And I told my solicitor that. And he went, oh, you didn't know they were there. We go, no, not guilty. The other three pleaded guilty. I can't remember, they got fines or something. I got Borstal. God fucking hell, Borstal. 6 months to 2 years, and I was 15-year-old.
Well, were you the eldest, or was it because you went not guilty?
Because I went not guilty, I think.
Bastards, aren't they?
Yeah, because I went not guilty. He called me the judge called me was it a coward? He called me a coward for pleading not guilty. Like, I was only a kid, only 15-year-old.
What year was that, and what was Borstal like?
Borstal. Do you know something? Borstal was okay. I went to an open Borstal called Weatherby. Borstal was okay. I enjoyed Borstal.
Yeah.
Because it was like being at school. I hadn't left school, see. I'm still at school. So it was like more or less school, but like you stay there.
Did they tattoo you them days? Because I met some guys when I was a kid.
Yeah,
and they'd
you
been
can get
Borstal.
tattoos in there, yeah.
They had like a number tattooed on them.
Yeah, you can do all stuff like that, yeah. Yeah. But when I first got the book, Borstal's okay. It's getting to Borstal. Before you go to Borstal, you've got to go to men's prisons.
Yeah.
Your first one's Durham. So a 15-year-old, I wasn't on my own. They had a YP landed in Durham.
Like a dungeon, isn't it?
It's horrible. I mean, you're 15-year-old and you wake up and you're in a man's prison, and it was a bad prison. It was Victorian. They had no toilets. You pissed and done your business in a pot.
Yeah.
And you did actually do that. And they come around with a urn on a night time and give you a cup of tea and a rock cake. But you're in there with the likes of Paul Sykes. Paul Sykes was in there when I was in there.
Do you want to explain to people who don't know who Paul Sykes is, who he is?
Paul Sykes is from Wakefield. He fought for the British, everywhere British title. I mean, he was notorious. He was in and out of jail all his life. But the man he was a monster. He was a monster. And what the prison officers used to do, they would threaten you with Paul Sykes. They would blackmail you if you were, honestly. I mean, I honestly don't think it went on. And I've never known any kid go to me, oh, Paul Sykes has done this to me last night. But the schools are coming, if you're carrying on like leaving your cell open. I'm leaving your cell open, Sykes is coming down to visit you.
Like the boogeyman.
Oh, you'd shit yourself, mate. You're 15-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, my grandson's now 12, 13, and I think, God, even you couldn't go through that.
Grown men would shit themselves if they thought Paul Sykes was coming to the fucking cell, you know what I mean?
I mean, he's
Like
dead now.
like Aki.
He's dead now, like, God rest him. But he was a monster, and I remember seeing him in there, and he stood out, and he more or less ran the jail. He did run the jail.
We have one up north called Purple Aki.
Yeah, I've heard of Purple, yeah.
Yeah, he's notorious.
Yeah, I've heard of him,
Big,
yeah.
huge black guy, like...
Yeah.
fucking-
I've heard of him. He's been in Walton, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He used to come around our town when we were teenagers.
I actually got on with him for a bit. You know, he made me go and have a swim once.
Yeah, but I mean, he was on the same par as Paul Sykes. But then when you think you've done it all, you think, right, I'm leaving Durham now. then you'd go to Strangeways. So you'd be in Durham for about 4 or 5 weeks before you go to Borstal. Then you go to Strangeways, which is an allocation centre.
Yeah.
They would allocate to see which Borstal you were going to. I was unlucky. I fell there just before Christmas, so I ended up staying there about 10 weeks in Strangeways.
I thought Durham was allocation, because like Walling up here, that's allocation.
In Borstal, Durham was just that was the closest prison to you.
God, yeah.
Because you never had no home house.
Yeah.
So they keep you there and then they send you to Strangeways.
Yeah.
And Strangeways...
Stockton on Sea's home houses and you were one in it.
I've never been in there, touch wood.
I've been there, it's quite nice.
Yeah, nice, no. Never fancied it. But Strangeways was an experience. And then when you get allocated to your Borstal, I got allocated to Wetherby, which is an open Borstal.
What year are we on now, roughly?
I'm 15, so like I was born in 1957, so 72.
70s.
Wow.
72. So, and I found...
That's like proper, like prisons were prison, like Matt Vickers shit, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they were bad.
Yeah.
They were really, really bad, yeah. So Borstal was a bit of a like, thank God. You know, and the prison officers didn't wear uniforms. It was like a school.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very strict school.
I think nowadays, like the Borstal or the young offenders are worse than the prisoners.
Yeah.
Because they're all like knuckleheads just wanting to fight, prove one another, know what I mean?
Gladiator school.
Yeah.
Well, when I was in Borstal, you were scared of the prison officers.
Yeah.
I mean, you were literally petrified of them. You know what I mean? Where these days they're not.
No.
I mean...
Did they mess with you, the guards, then, other than the threatening to put you in with a cellmate?
No, I think we'd only been 15-year-old. They'd shout at you, they'd make you scrub the floors, they'd make you do all the stuff that the other prisoners wouldn't do. But I think deep down inside, they knew you were only kids.
Was there any wrongings though?
As men, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was an open prison then. I mean, like, I don't think they had, like...
non-segregation.
No, I don't think they had segregation in there. I think if you were
That's
not...
scary in itself, isn't it? Fucking hell.
Yeah, I think they'd just put them down the block out the way if they wanted to. But yeah, I mean, I never seen none of that going on with the likes of Sykes and them. I don't believe it did happen. I think it was just a threat.
A threat.
Yeah.
Did you get any fights?
I had... this is my first Borstal, this. I'd done 2 Borstals straight off when I got raised. I didn't have a fight at this Borstal. But on my second Borstal, I had 2 fights. What happened? I went to Borstal, I got released. I'd done about 14 months in Borstal. And I got out. And so, like, I'm now 16, just over 16. And I'm running about the town, Middlesbrough town centre, you know, and hanging about outside pubs and nightclubs and stuff like that. And I got myself in a little bit more trouble. I got charged with a street robbery. There were some posh kids. It was late, about 1 o'clock in the morning. Some posh kids had been in this nightclub called Madison, which was a posh nightclub. I was outside the Speakeasy nightclub, which was a dive. I was just hanging about, and there was a male lad called Steve-O, Cleo they called him. And they were pushing us about a little bit of bullying, and we thought, no. So anyway, they went to phone box and they were phoning a taxi, and we attacked them, me and Steve.
Step on him.
Yeah, it's embarrassing actually talking about it, but we took the coat off one, jumper off one, shoes off the other. And obviously I had a criminal record, so the police had my photograph. And about 6 days later, I got arrested for street robbery. And I got another Borstal, which was a fresh whack, they call it. You either get a recall, which was 6 months, which you do for, or you get a fresh whack. And I got a fresh whack, so like it was, oh my God.
You were young then, mate. My first street robbery was when I was just before I was 21.
Yeah.
I was downtown. I heard that there's these posh lads, they had these. I thought they had a pocket full of these.
Yeah.
So I called it befriending. I took him round the corner and fucking hit him.
Yeah.
And it was the wrong lad. He didn't have these at all. But he dropped about £2 odd.
Yeah.
So I just thought, I picked her up and got a kebab.
That's robbery.
And I got 2.5 years for street robbery for a dollar kebab.
Yeah. Some people watching might think
as a kid,
yeah, that's
you
right.
should
But
know,
it's not.
but I was 21. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You should have known better.
Yeah, see, street robbery. I mean, that's bad. You know, I didn't realise it was a street robbery. I thought it was.
You don't think it is, do you?
No. And then when I got arrested for it, and I got me Borstal again, I was like, oh, not again. Go through the same thing again, but I went back to the same Borstal. So as I've gone in the down and all, it's still full of lads that were in there when I was in there.
They knew your face.
Yeah, so like, and that's when I had my 2 fights. I had a fight with a Scouse lad.
What was it over?
He was bullying one of the younger kids. taking stuff off the kids, you know, like his mum would send him stuff in, and this scout kid was taking it off him. So I thought I'd be the hero and stick up for him and that. Wish I'd never know. I mean, I had 2 fights with him. He filled me in both times. No, second time I thought I'll have you this time, but he filled me in. And that's the only 2 fights I ever had in jail, really. All through me.
So was he? Because you had some boxing skills back then. Was
yes,
he,
I thought it was Jack the Lad. It wasn't a boxing thing. You're in the passage, so you can't box. It was just a fight, and when you're on the floor.
On the floor.
He beat me fair and square. There was no ifs. We become friends after that.
Yeah.
I thought he's not going to fill me in again, so I'll become his friend. Something like that. But Borstal was a massive experience, and I thought I left all that behind. But then when you come out of Borstal and you've done 2 Borstals, Middles was only a small town, very, very small. And like amongst your age group, you've got a bit of a reputation now.
Yeah, you've been Borstal twice.
Yeah, I've always been to Borstal twice, you know. But I was still quiet, and I still am a very quiet person. It's just, I'm very private, but like, I was mixing with people, and it just went from there. And like, what happened was, I had an uncle who used to run the speakeasy. He was on the door, an old fella called Jackie Parsons. He had a massive reputation. I mean, the man could fight. So I'd sneak in the speakeasy as soon as he clocked me, because I was still only 17 by this time. I wasn't 18.
Yeah.
He'd walk me out by the ear, drag me out, get out. But I'd still go the next Saturday and do it again, and he'd still throw me out. And I was looking about with the likes of Colin Carney and them, some good lads and that. We used to go shoplifting to get our money to go out on the night.
Yeah.
And it just stemmed from there. But then my massive change in my life was when I turned 18, 19. We started going out drinking. I was old enough to drink then. And you could walk into a job them days and like we finish on Friday and start another one on Monday. There's that much work about. But it got to the stage where I started meeting girls and that, so like you're never going home and I'm stopping out.
What type of work generally is it? Is it like labouring?
Yeah, but when you're a kid, you know, I wish I'd listened to my dad. In between my bosses, my dad got me a job as an apprentice plater, and I think it was about £6 a week, where you could go rough painting.
Yeah.
And get £26 a week.
Do you go fishing, or is that more Sunderland?
That's more Sunderland, yeah.
On the docks and that.
There was docks down Middlesbrough, yeah, there's plenty of dock work. But like I say, you have to get in there as an apprentice. And my dad did get me in there. But the wages were like £6 a week, something like that. Where rough painting, you were getting 26, so
yeah.
I thought I was Jack the Lad, so you go rough painting for more money.
Not fucking bad, that, is it?
But you're not learning a trade, you know what I mean? So like, I look back now and I think I wish I'd learned a trade. When
you were shoplifting, what stuff were you shoplifting and what techniques were you using?
I was going to ask that, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I was thinking.
I'm going to be brutally truthful, you're right. We used to go shoplifting with Colin Carney, right? I have no bottle for out like that. I was a lookout.
Hey, no wrong with that though. You still get cut, wasn't you?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So like you'd go and we'd go to a place called Bombs, I think it was, and we'd pinch Ben Sherman shirts.
Yeah.
But like he'd always have to get 2, so he you know, I was his little lookout. Like I was near the door ready to run. Like I'd be like, yeah, Colin. Them days it was easy to shoplift. I had no tags and stuff like that on. And so we were shoplifting just for clothes to go out to look better than anyone else.
I did it later on, but when I was younger, the nearest thing to it wasn't even shoplifting really. It was like, you know, Christmas time, your uncles and aunties would get you like, W.H. Smith vouchers for like records and stuff like that. So I'd take them in, but I'd want cash for them.
Yeah.
So I'd buy like a pencil.
Yeah.
And like try and like get cash for them.
Yeah.
But then they'd give you like pound ones,
Yeah.
so then you'd have to get something else.
Yeah.
But that was the nearest to shoplifting. I never actually shoplifted. I did later on.
Yeah.
I did when I was in America. I'd go into Macy's and get all types of fucking shit. I'd go into the shops and get bottles of fucking Moet and Shannon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the alarms would go off. I wouldn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'd just walk out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I say, I was just a lookout. I was like a shitty ass. But then what happened then? We moved on. I'm going quite forward a little bit here.
You're fine, just say whatever you want.
And I got to about 19, 20, and I've discovered girls. And I had a relationship with a girl, and we ended up having a baby, which is our Leroy. He's my eldest lad. And I'm starting work in the speakeasy. I started as my uncle Jackie was the boss, and then his nephew took over, Mickey. They were had proper reputations in the town.
Yeah.
So I started in the speakeasy. I started as a glass collector, which was that, and then I worked my way up to a barman. Then I was a DJ for a while, and then I ended up on the door. And this is when I discovered drugs. There wasn't a lot of drugs about in them days. It was mainly marijuana.
Yeah.
You'd had your pack
Rocky,
of black,
your leb.
your pack of black, your leb,
Yeah.
your Rocky. And it was mainly middle of it was mainly done by the Jamaicans, the old Jamaicans. There was no young Jamaicans. They were all like, to me, they were old.
Yeah.
But they won't have been. They'd have been in their 30s, 40s. Never the one sort. I've never ever smoked drugs in my life. But if you wanted drugs, you'd go to like Weedy George,
Yeah.
someone like that, and you know. And I was on the speakeasy door, and I was like watching and that, and I thought, you know. So I went to see Weedy George, and I bought a quarter off him.
You seen an opportunity.
Yeah, and I thought, yeah. So I started selling £5 deals.
Yeah.
To my friends.
Yeah.
Just to friends. And then people started coming to you, so like it went from a quarter to half ounce to an ounce. And that's what I was doing for quite a while on the doors. And I become known for it. And then the amphetamine come in, so I do a bit of amphetamine. And it just really stemmed from there. Like,
How did Speed feel the first time he took it?
Speed. Strange, weird. Well, you're a kid, so it's a type of drink that a kid will take. You know, you go to a nightclub, it makes you want to dance and makes you're awake and...
We're doing like the rapper Billy Whiz.
Yeah.
Like
the little envelopes.
Yeah, that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
I got high. The first time I started selling speed, I got high as a fucking kite.
Yeah.
Because everyone back then thought the safest place to hide it was in your socks.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
no.
So, but I didn't have it in a bag or anything, so I'd have these like 5 or 6 wraps, and I'd put them in my socks.
Yeah.
But as you're out when you're sweating,
Yeah,
you're dancing,
yeah.
it goes into your skin, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You're fucking high as a kite.
Yeah.
Someone comes to get me, we get one, and I'll open it, and fuck all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You used to spend... Use a catalogue, didn't you? Use the papers to
Yeah,
face out the
yeah.
catalogue because they were glossy.
The gratin.
Yeah, and you used to make me raps out that. But, and you know, when I was doing it, people like... I was a drug dealer.
Yeah.
But I didn't realise I was a drug dealer. I didn't think, you know, like... In them days, the police never had the sort of facilities they have now, did they?
Well, you think if you're just doing speed and weed and like heroin and that, you don't think it's really drugs, do you? In a way, you know what I mean? It's not like...
No. I mean, there was nothing like that about them. With them days, no heroin, no cocaine. Nothing
What was
like
the
that.
ounces going for? Like
In them
80
days,
quid, 80.
80, 90 quid.
Yeah.
80, 90 quid. But like that was me. That was me. Little start off with it, and then you just progress and like working on the doors, and you venture further out.
Well, you make 40 quid on your ounce, don't you?
Yeah.
As long as you don't smoke it.
Well, I've never smoked marijuana. I've never smoked dope in my life, you know. And I didn't really take drugs. I'd have a dab of whiz, maybe it was on a Saturday night, but then you become too generous and you start giving stuff away. So like I was greedy, so I learnt my lesson.
Especially with the young pretty girls.
Yeah. And then what they call it, it just stemmed from there. So like now I'm in a speakeasy and I'm 18, 19, 20, coming up 21.
Filling out.
Yeah, and like I started to get a bit of a reputation.
Yeah.
And I was never a nasty dom. You had 2 ends to Middlesbrough. You had the bottom end, which was run by a lad called John Teasdale, and his dom all wore t-shirts and jumpers and that, and they were bullies. You know what I mean? You used to walk in your strangers, or you're a big lad. One of them like, see who knocks him out first.
Yeah.
And that's the type of lads they were. The top end where I worked.
If you're wearing white socks, you're not coming in.
Like I worked with the lads called Bishops. They were a black family. And we were like nice doormen, if you can get a nice doorman. We never bullied anyone. We were always okay. And
well, there is nice doorman. We had one, obviously, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
yeah,
Steve Rafe.
yeah. You don't have to batter people.
No.
You know what I mean? I mean, the only policy that we had when speakeasy was if you let them in, you put them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If two pissheads come to the door, 2 ruffians come to the door, and Mary Price around the speakeasy, if she goes to you like that, and you go, it's all right, it's okay. If he kicks off, you've got to put him out, which is fair enough.
In Borough, what's the worst troubles? Is it like drunken jocks, drunken Scottish?
No, you don't venture really. It's mainly women.
Yeah.
When I worked on the doors, mainly women. Mainly women. Women were the worst. You know, they were the worst sort of trouble.
That you can do with them as well.
No.
They set upon you with the handbags and that.
There's
The worst is
stilettos,
with
there's stilettos,
fucking...
isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you see a guy hit a woman, she turn around and like, hey, stop that and all that. And next minute, fucking, you're brawling with the guy and she's hitting you with stilettos over your fucking head.
I've had that. I got locked up. yeah. Man and woman in the speakeasy fighting, man and wife fighting, knocking 10 cans of shite out of each other. And I've stopped and broke him up and he's got a bit rowdy, so I've shoved him, he's got on his ass. Next thing you know, she's hit me on the head with a stiletto, and like, wow. So I've pushed her, she's got on her ass, and the police van's parked there. They locked me up. I was like, what? But I had some whiz in my pocket when they locked me up. So...
Did you neck it?
No, I've got it out, I'm handcuffed, so like, I've got it out and I've pushed it down the seat of the thing. Like, that's it. 6 wraps down there, I'm okay. Goes in, gets charged, gets interviewed or whatever. I'm in the cells, knock on the cell door, lift the shutter, he went.
They check the card, don't they?
Yeah, they checked the car after every arrest. So that was it. That was my first arrest. I denied it, obviously. I said I took it off a punter. I said I was on the door. I hadn't had time to hand it in. I've took it off someone.
Yeah.
So I was still only a kid, so I never got charged with that. But then, going back to Speakeasy, which was a massive part of my life, you know, it was like a second home, really. We were all like, you had Dave Bishop on the door, he was head doorman, and like, he was safe working with Dave because he could fight, and people, you would get no bother when Dave Bishop was there because he was really, really handy. But then it got to the stage where my drugs thing's getting bigger and bigger. You know, I've gone from like quarters to ounces, and we have a lot of influx of Jamaicans coming down from Leeds to go to Speakeasy for the music, and I'm obviously become friendly with them. And before you know it, I'm buying 9 bars off them. They're bringing them down for me.
Nice.
And I'm doing stuff like that.
Do they have stamps on it?
Yeah, you could pick your own. You can all different stamps, wasn't it? Yeah, Mercedes stamps and stuff
I
like
used
that.
to like those with the stamps on it.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a story later on in life. That's just the thing that,
Yeah.
you know, you can pick your own stamp. But then the lads from Leeds are coming out now. I'm going to Leeds with Jeff Bailey, which is a good friend of mine. And out the blue, like I think I'm just like a level street drug dealer, just a street drug dealer. And out the blue, you know, I've got a sister called Tracy, my younger sister, and she's married to a man called Dale, ex-professional boxer. I get on okay with him. And out the blue, he knows what I'm doing, and he just comes to me one day and goes to me, I can get you some drugs.
Yeah.
I didn't have a clue what he was talking about. I thought, what's he on about? And he made some contacts, and he could get it by the kilo, so I ended up selling drugs for him. I'd get my kilos off him. And it just seemed to stem from then, and then I was there then. That was it.
I think you're the safest guy to do it, so especially A, because your family there,
Yeah.
but B, because you didn't do it yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm established, and I'm now supplying the lads from Leeds, and I'm supplying the Jamaicans and that. So like, I was like, and now I know I'm a drug
quid in your
dealer.
pocket.
Yeah, now I know I'm a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that I'm a drug dealer, and I know I've got to be careful.
So do you control the drugs as a doorman in that place?
Yeah.
So you take the drugs off the competition, it gets recycled to the house?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But the Speakeasy was quite a small club, but it was very cliquey. I mean, people wouldn't come in there and sell drugs.
Did you kick the other doorman down? Like, did you give them a bit of coin not to say anything? Or did they have their own hustle?
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think of the way you're talking there. Yeah, I used to give them free draw.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, because they smoked and I didn't. So yeah, and I'd go to blues parties with them.
Yeah.
Now the blues parties. Have you ever heard of blues parties?
No.
It's a proper Jamaican thing. It's a West Indian thing. And with Middlesbrough having a small community.
That we were at them tents.
Oh yeah, the Rasta stuff.
Yeah.
So like the rest of stuff and that. I mean, it was like just little townhouses. You know, you'd go there. It'd be run by Jamaicans. And the only reason I could get in there was because I worked in the Speakeasy and they knew me. So like I was welcome there. Loads of white girls in there.
Yeah.
Very few white men.
I'll tell us about it.
Yeah.
We went to once this tent with this Rasta guy.
He just got out of prison, he had a big knife.
Yeah,
I picked him up on the road somewhere, he's giving me a ride.
He didn't want to pay to get in, so he just cut the tent open.
Yeah.
We go in the tent like that, sit there for half hour. He's there, come with me.
Yeah.
So he takes us to a little house, council house, and it's all booming, and they're all smoking big, like, fucking bongs and stuff, and then fucking these just come running down with knives.
Chainsaw?
Oh, there's these fucking honkies doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, what a fucking chainsaw.
I know.
Yeah. But like I say,
Find yourself in some situations, don't you? You know what I mean?
But I mean,
Toxteth, that was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Toxteth. Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
Toxteth, yeah. But like Middlesbrough was only small, so all these Jamaicans knew me.
Yeah.
You get a few strangers from Leeds, but they got to know me as well. So, I mean, the blues parties, they were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You can go there, relax.
Chill.
Yeah, and the girl that I was with at the time, she was a half-caste girl. I had Leroy too.
Yeah.
And our relationship was terrible. I mean, it was up and down and everywhere. So like, these blues parties are going on. So, I mean, I'm even selling in there. The black men are buying it off me, you know. And it just went from there. And then we had a little thing with a new kid come out on the block, a lad called Duffy. He turned up and he was a monster. This young kid was a fucking monster. I mean, he was like something like Dolph Lundgren, and like he was only like 17, 18 when he first come on, snotty-nosed kid. He was a glass collector in some nightclub down the town. And he'd done his own work. I mean, you hear lots about Lee Duffy, especially from Jamie. I mean, Jamie's done a lot of research into him. But my opinion of Lee Duffy was he was very intelligent.
Yeah.
What he'd done from day one. They're going about him being bullied as a child, and that's why he turned out like he did. I don't know if that's why he turned out like that. But he was very intelligent. He started working on the doors. He worked for JT Leisure. And he would slowly, when he first came on the scene, he was going down the town, he was just knocking doormen out with fun at 18, 19-year-old.
Yeah.
If you're on the door, who's in charge? Bang, knocked him out. And that was like, oh, God. So his reputation started to get bigger and bigger. But when he took over was when he started...
He's educated, well, he's making his name there, and he knows he's doing it as well.
Yeah, I mean, and he was an athlete. He was a proper athlete. He trained. Not like these doormen who stand on the door and like drinking and that.
Bare bellies.
Yeah. And bang your foot, like when they've got a back up, they'll bang you.
Yeah.
Lee was an athlete. He used to go... I've seen Lee on his own maybe 7 times out of 10. He'd be on his own. And he started moving up the ladder. He started knocking the people who run the doors out, the lads with the reputations.
Yeah.
He'd go out with them, he'd befriend them. Maybe it's 10 days later, he'd be like, me and you have to have a fight. And he'd
Like the Viv Graham.
Well, and Viv Graham come a lot later on. This was in our town. This was like, when he took Middlesbrough over.
Oh, okay.
You're talking the likes of like, I mean, Junker Teasdale, Dale Henderson, other doormen who had reputations for years and were respected.
Yeah.
He was just destroying them. He was just absolutely destroying them, and I was quite lucky because he was quite friendly with my brother-in-law Dale. So like he'd walk into pubs, Lee'd walk in a pub and he'd like be like, got a place called the Empire. If you wanted drugs, you went to the Empire because that was just people just sat all around drug dealers, sell anything, ecstasy, acid, that, and Lee'd just walk in there on his own, pair of shorts on, vest on, just look around like the Terminator and just like point. Come here, and they'd come, and he'd go. And while he's talking to the kid, he's looking around. Put it all on there. Don't make me search it. And someone else come here, and he'd just take them off them, and they'd just give them because there's nothing you could do about it. You couldn't even argue with him. You got to the stage where the lad used to like when you go to the table, he'd go go further down. He's got more than me, and they'd grass each other up. Just to get him away from him. But like
a young Brian Cockerill.
Yeah. But Brian came along later on. I think Brian was a lot different to Lee. Lee was an absolute monster. Lee was evil.
Yeah.
He was evil.
Yeah. I worked on the doors and like I worked on the pub. I was a lucky one because he was friendly with my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
He never ever taxed me. He never ever tried to tax me. I never had any real show with him. But he'd walk in the pub that I was on. He'd go so-and-so in. And the pub would, I mean, with normal people in, the pub would go deadly silent. And he'd just stand there and scan the place. And like, people would just be, they wouldn't even have a drink, they'd just stand there with the drink still until he'd gone.
He doesn't pick me, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, because if he did, if he'd had you at the end of the pub and he goes like, come here, it's the walk of death. Everyone would go like, oh my God, it's him.
I imagine all the drug dealers sat around and the guy saying,
you better believe it.
Those got more than me, you know.
Yeah, you better believe it. Yeah.
Walk of death.
And then if the lad come back in, he'd be like, what did he want you for? Has he slapped you? No, what to call it? He's giving me a warning. And like, he was, honestly, you can't explain how he was awesome. He was awesome. But then Brian Cockerill come along. I see Brian completely different. I mean, to me, Brian wasn't a bully.
No.
He wasn't a bully. And he might not like me saying this, but I've never seen no fear in Brian. Lee Duffy, he just owes fear.
Yeah.
It was just, his persona was fear. He was menacing.
You heard that when I was in Atkinson jail in 92.
Yeah.
You'd hear about him.
Yeah.
You'd hear, but Brian Cockerill, his name would always come up. But he'd be almost like the gentle giant.
Yeah.
The neighbours would love him, the
Yeah.
old people would love him, the young people would love him.
Yeah.
He's like sort of, he was a Taxman, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Just people watching this, we've had Brian the Taxman on. Shout out to Brian.
oh, Brian,
Hey, Brian.
And the link
can't wait to see you again, mate.
link is to these podcasts is in the description box below this video. It's called The Taxman of McIntyre's Underworld.
Yeah, and then Brian came. I mean, I'd never met Brian. I'd only heard of Brian through the show we had with Lee.
Yeah.
And 6 and 2 3s, I don't know which part to believe or not to believe because I was never there, so I can't comment on them too. But like, I've never had no fear from Brian. I've never seen him lose his temper.
Yeah.
And he's never questioned me or cornered me. So I just see him as a big teddy bear.
Yeah.
You know.
Then, if Lee Duffy's doing all this stuff then and just challenging
Yeah.
anyone, surely someone tried to like stop him or he met some resistance of some kind.
Only when he
Truthfully.
ventured.
No.
Not even when he went to like say Red Car or Newcastle.
When he went to Record, that was Brian Cockerill. They had Brian was an innocent bodybuilder, weightlifter, whatever.
Yeah.
Looked after himself and trained. From what I can gather, he was an innocent kid. He wasn't in trouble. He wasn't in trouble. And him and Lee, obviously, with them being so big and powerful, they'd bumped into each other or something. And a little bit of a scuffle had started. They had a fight, and that's when Lee thought, "Wow, there is someone who can challenge me. There is someone who will know." So I think that later on both sides, I think they both decided to be friends
Friends, weren't they? Yeah.
because it was just going to be a
Brian
war.
was saying they took ease together.
Yeah, so yeah.
And Brian thought, oh no, he's going to punch me now, he's going to punch me.
Yeah,
But
because, I mean, Lee could destroy you with a punch. He could
Yeah.
destroy you with a left hook. I mean...
But he did it on slide as well.
Oh, yeah. That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. With these doormen that he was...
He was sat at the fucking bar with him, the next minute you'd get it.
There was a doorman who I'd idolised for years called Jonker Teasdale. Clean-cut fella. What a nice suit and a tie. He ran the doors in. He ran them with an iron fist.
Yeah.
And Lee befriended him. Maybe 6 weeks, 7 weeks later, they're out having a drink. They're having little shorts. Lee's throwing his away. Jonker's drinking his. Lee's throwing his away. Then it's like, let's go in the car back. And he knocked Jonker out. You know, and that was Lee. He was
That's
clever.
all. That's just absolutely pre-planned as well.
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it?
you used to pre-plan it. Yeah.
So when those like head doormen lost face like that, did they have
Yeah.
to stand down then, or
No, Jonker never stood down. He still ran his doors, but he got sort of abused off him. You know what I mean? Like Lee'd walk in his pubs and he'd batter his doorman.
Yeah.
You know, type of thing.
so like there's multiple doormen then? They can't stop this guy.
No, you couldn't stop him, mate. Honestly, it might sound pathetic to people who don't know Lee Duffy. He's from a little town called South Bank, a little place called South Bank, which is just outside Middlesbrough. And the man was untouchable. He was awesome. And there'd be people from Middlesbrough now who'd say to me, from my era, no, he wasn't. Well, please believe me, he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You think someone let her get pissed off and just go and get a gun?
Well, an old friend of mine did eventually try to kill him several times. Paul Bryan, he's from the same place. They were good friends at one time, him and Lee. And obviously they fell out over whatever they fell out over. But Paul's only a little fella, but he's a psychopath. The man's a psychopath. And he brought some Jamaicans down to shoot Lee in the Blues. They panicked because of the size of Lee. They'd come down to shoot someone who they didn't know. And when they've met him and he's in the Blues and
Yeah.
you're in a dark, confined space and you've got to shoot someone and get out, I think they panicked. And when they've went to shoot him, they've shot him in the foot.
Oh.
So, and then ran.
Ran.
Yeah, and then ran. So that was one attempt.
They shot him in the foot and ran.
Yeah. Obviously, they've gone to kill him, but obviously they were
Yeah.
scared and thinking, the door's there, he's there. I don't know what was going through the mind. But that was botched. And then that was arranged by Paul, I think. And then the next time was someone shot a bucket of petrol over Lee.
Set my
Set my lights, and that was supposed to be arranged by Paul as well. But
Did that get botched?
yeah, he couldn't light the match. He couldn't,
I thought you were going to say it was Diesel.
couldn't light the match, so
Couldn't light the match, honestly.
yeah, honestly, yeah. So Lee brayed him, left him for dead.
Left him for dead.
Yeah.
Can't blame him, though, can you really?
Holy shit, can you imagine that scene in a movie?
Yeah.
This massive guy, and this guy can't, like, he's so scared. Was it because he was scared he couldn't light the match, or just fumbling around?
I think it was just fear and everything. I mean,
it's just like having a lighter and the flint just goes just then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it'd be fair, wouldn't it? He'd be coming at you, and you're like...
Should have gone in with a blowtorch or something.
Lee wasn't a nice person. I mean, if you had Mr. and Mrs. Smith in a pub having a meal, if he bummed in there, he'd probably buy them a drink.
Yeah.
If you're a criminal and you're in that fraternity, if you were a criminal, you were making money, you were a drug dealer, you were a doorman.
So if you were a straight head, you weren't into it, he wouldn't bother you.
He's not going to bother you.
Well, I respect that.
He's not going to bother you. But if you were a criminal, he wanted a piece of whatever you had.
Yeah.
Or probably all of it. You know, if you had no respect for you, he'd just take everything off you.
I think that's... It's not good, but I think it's... Shit happens, doesn't it? Every town's got someone like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With Liverpool's got a guy called Frenchie. He's like...
I was in jail with Frenchie.
He's very much like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't actually know him personally, so I can't say that. Yeah. But from what I've heard about him,
and
what people have told me, he was the taxman, yeah. He was the devil.
His book is brilliant, French's book.
I've read it, yeah.
But staying on Lee Duffy for a minute then, it's just blowing my mind what you say. I've never heard these stories before.
Yeah. You read all sorts of different stories about Lee.
Have you got any others that you've not said then?
About Lee? He'd like to have a one-to-one.
Yeah.
Lee would like to have a one-to-one.
Yeah.
And he'd turn up on his own to fight, you know. Like I say, if no matter who he's fighting, he'd turn up on his own. I've seen him turn up on his own. He'd walk in a pub on his own. And
was you drinking or not?
Not really, no.
No.
Later on in life, as I started to ease out to seeing him settle down type of thing, he started using the drugs and that.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a pisshead. You would never see him going out knocking pints and that back.
You'd almost think he'd need a good woman in his life to calm him down, wouldn't you?
I think he had a few good women, but like it was his lifestyle, I think.
Yeah.
He was out till all hours of the morning. He wasn't going home. Taxi drivers were petrified of him. He'd just take a taxi. You know, like, and
he's
just say, like...
He's not getting the bus, so he's not walking.
Yeah. No, taxi driver, whoa, stop. He wouldn't get a taxi. He'd take the keys. He'd take the taxi. And it got to the stage where the taxi firms were just saying, like, just don't argue with him.
Yeah.
He used to bring the taxi back.
So bring it back?
Yeah, take it back. But no one would phone the police.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did the police try and stop him?
I think he had a few run-ins with the police. I think he only ever went to jail when it was unforeseeable, when he couldn't get out of it.
I think he sounds intelligent. He kept that.
He was an intelligent lad. He wasn't a dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. But then him and Brian formed this partnership where I wasn't about then. I'd more or less settled down, just hearing rumours of them. I had a few dealings with Brian. I mean, Brian was your major taxman.
Yeah.
If you're a drug dealer, you had to be careful with Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was a drug dealer. And there's only one story where, when he was writing his book and that, he'd done a forward in my book, Brian. I've always got on well with him, even though I haven't seen him for years and years, and I still haven't met up with him. And we were quite decent. He always respected me, and I've always had loads of respect for him. But he said to Jamie Boyle that he'd never ever tax me because I was a nice drug dealer. I don't know what a nice drug dealer is, but apparently I'm a nice drug dealer. And he left me alone because I was decent. And I went to Jamie, no, he never. He has taxed me. But he's obviously taxed that many people.
Probably forgot about it.
Probably taxed that many people, forgot about me. But do you want me to tell you a little story?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
take as long as you want.
What it was, like I said, I'd moved up the ladder and I was selling kilos. And that. And for some reason, I never had nothing. So I phoned one of his Bensons, one of his Joys, and said, has Brian got out? Yeah. What do you want? I said, you want one?
Yeah.
So man comes, right, okay, yeah. Brings it down, right. His Benson was a friend of mine, so I thought, trust him.
Yeah.
So I text it off him, puts it away, pays him, goes to have a look at it, and it's pure dink. He's absolutely... So I phones my pal up. Even Brian said, you've had it too long, you can't have your money back.
Oh, God.
Too big to argue with. He's angry, he's taxed me, he's robbed me. 1,800 quid, I think. No, 1,800 quid.
When you say dink, do you mean stuff that won't get you high or just low grade?
Plastic.
Fuck yeah.
just anything where he could shove together the way. And so I put it away, I buried it. maybe, I don't know, 6 months, 7 months went by, and I was still flying, I was getting my stuff in. I mean, I think I was shifting about 50k a week to different people. So it didn't really bother me.
Yeah.
And then my pal phones me, I don't know, 6, 7 months later.
When you buried it, did you have the idea what you were going to do with it?
Oh, yeah, I knew exactly what I was going to do with it. Yeah. But I was scared, but I knew what I was going to do with it. So then my pal phones me. Have you got anything? I mean, yeah, what you after? Just the one. Yeah, okay then, yeah. Bring the cash. He said it's for the big fella, me and Brian.
Yeah.
I said, oh, you bring the cash, mate. I'm not, you're not getting out on strap, because I can't argue with him. So my pal brings it down, so gets this key of plastic in a different wrap and put it in a different wrap and put the brown tape around it, give him it, and off he goes. He's giving me the money. But I think when he sold me, it was 1,800 quid. When I sold him, it was 21, something like that. So I've charged him 21. So I've made 300 quid straight away. So about an hour goes by and my pal's on the phone. Paddy, you better get out. He's going fucking sky. He's going ape. He's going mad. He's in my kitchen. He's going to smash my kitchen up. So he said, you better get down. So he sent a lad for me. A lad called Shaun, come and got me. So I'm in the car and he's going, oh, he's going mad, mate. Have you got his money? Oh, yeah, I've got his money, yeah. So I goes in, my heart is bouncing out my chest, right?
Why did you go? Couldn't you just fucking not?
I didn't want him coming to my house.
Oh,
I've got wife and kids. He's not ragging me all over the front of my wife. So I thought that you would have. So if he had to come to me, he'd be more madder.
He'd have come through the door or through the wall.
Yeah. So he's in the kitchen. I've got in the kitchen. He's leaned on the sink, opening the windows in front of him. And you can't see. He's blocked the window out. So I can see him. He's breathing heavy. And I'm absolutely shiting myself.
Fucking would, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Now he turns round, glares at me and goes to me, oh, what the fuck do you think you are? You taxing me? I went, no. He went, oh, I said, I'm no one, Brian. I'm no one. I'm a nobody. But I'm not a Doyle. He went, what are you on about? I went, you gave me that 6 months ago. I went, do you think I'm a dickhead? And he went, no. I went, hold on a minute. I had 300 quid in my pocket. I went, by the way, yours is 300. Mine was £300 cheaper or something like that. And I give me his 300 quid back and he went, you've got some fucking bottle, you. I went. And he cuddled me. I don't know if you remember. I don't know if Brian, if you remember this, I don't know. But you give me a little cuddle in the kitchen. And then I was like, wow. Got home and I Never dealt with him again. No, but he probably can't remember taxing me because, like I said, but that did happen. That was a story. And I did send his thing back to him. And And like I say, we can laugh about it now. But them days, it was serious, you know.
Of course, key, innit?
Yeah. When you're mixing in them circles, you don't realise what sort of problems can occur.
Yeah.
You don't realise. There was no guns and that about Imples with them days. It wasn't like...
Well, losing a key can put you out of fucking business, can't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you've got to... I mean, you know...
You got to pay for it.
Like I'm saying, you there, I was probably moving 50k a fortnight or something. You're not making a fortune.
No.
I mean, I used to put £50 on a key, so it's not a great deal of money.
Yeah, but you're moving it as a key. It's the person who's cutting it. The person who makes the most of it is the ones who
on the street
level, but they're taking the most risk as well.
Of course they are, yeah.
You're taking less risk. If you're dealing, I've always said, if you just deal with like one handful of people, and sell them, and then they do whatever they want, as long as you're making a little bit, and you've only got 5 people coming.
That's all. I had 4 or 5 decent customers. That's all I needed, and you're safe.
Yeah.
You know, when you start running about the town trying to sell to every Tom, Dick and Harry.
People knocking on your fucking door at all fucking hours. Yeah.
I've had that when I was younger.
You got to start somewhere, haven't you? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've had people at 2 o'clock in the morning pulling up in taxis, and you think, oh God, no. And the neighbours get to know. And then
you end up giving them just to fuck him off, don't you? Just to get rid of him.
I think what got me when I was like, when my kids were coming up from school and they were saying, Dad, so-and-so's dad said you're a drug dealer.
Oh, God, like, great.
And it hurts, you know. It hurts, yeah. But I always remember the when I'd done it, come home and he used to say, oh, Reese, your dad's a drug dealer. I went, who's this? Who's saying that? And it was one of the lads who used to buy it off me. So when I seen him in the club, I went, stop telling your kids that I'm a drug dealer, or I'll tell them that you buy it off me. Yeah, one of the tailors, from Polly Park. Yeah, but...
What's the story behind the demise of Lee Duffy?
The demise of Lee Duffy. The demise of him. I can't stick up for him, and I wish I could, Lee. But he was an out-and-out bully. He was a bully. And it got to the stage where, I mean, The fight of the night he died, he tortured that lad. Every weekend he'd go looking for him.
Who was the lad and why was he doing that?
The lad was called David Allison, nickname Allo. Nice fella, nice lad, could have a fight. The lad could have a fight, and he would never back down. So if he bumps into Lee in some pub, he wouldn't run away from Lee, where most people would. The lad would stand his ground and get a good hiding, probably. And he just got to the stage where it wasn't just him, he'd become a bully. He become a bully in that fraternity again.
It was kill or fight, wasn't it? I heard that in prison. I heard
he was like,
thing.
It doesn't matter if he had a bit of a reputation or whatever, or he didn't like you, or someone had told him something bad. He was knocking people out for fun. I mean, he became uncontrollable. And like Middlesbrough become a better place, not when he was dead, man, I don't mean that, when he moved to Newcastle.
Yeah.
When he had this fascination with Viv Graham. No.
Do you want to explain to people who Viv Graham is and what that fascination was about then?
Viv Graham, if you'd never heard about Viv Graham was your Lee Duffy in Newcastle. And Newcastle is 2 or 3 times the size of Middlesbrough. Viv had a massive reputation. I mean, he used his head, he run the doors in Newcastle.
So it's like Brian Cockerill was like Redcar's equivalent.
Yeah.
Duffy was Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
And Viv Graham was Newcastle.
Viv Graham ran the doors in Newcastle, which is a massive thing to do, I would imagine. Because it's a big place. And he had a lot of respect. A lot of people would call him a bully. I was in jail with Viv once. I was in Durham jail. And I didn't know, I'd heard of Viv Graham, but I didn't know who he was.
He had a business head on him, didn't he?
Yeah. And I was in the gym one day. You used to have to sit on a bench, and there was only 3. He was a punch bag. There was Viv Graham and a little kid called Kev Hour. He was a little animal from Middlesbrough. He's dead now, God rest him. And so me and Kev would sit on the bench, and it was the same. One would skip, one would go on the punch bag, one would wait.
Yeah.
And we had a little routine going every other day. And one day, Kev said to me, "That's Viv Graham." I went, "Oh, is that Viv Graham?" But it didn't mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
Right, and then he'd go and play 5-a-side. And he was a big fella. Man, he was fast as. He had fast hands, and you watch him play football 5-a-side. He was fast game.
Fast.
Yeah, he was a fit kid. But I got the impression of I'd only spent time with Viv in jail. I didn't meet him outside.
Yeah.
So if I'm on the landing and I'm walking across and you've got your food and that, he'd shout down to you, "Paddy, are you in the gym tomorrow?" "Yeah, we'll do so tomorrow." And he'd come across as a lovely fella. That's just my opinion of him being in jail. When he's outside, he might have been different.
That's how your relationship with him
that's how I perceive him, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was a nice fella. And then when I put the 3 of them together, I mean, if that had been Lee Duffy walking along London, he's just a different person. Lee was a bully. My impression
now, if you work out with Lee Duffy, he could fucking hit you while you're fucking doing some work out with. He wouldn't think twice about it.
Yeah, and people that say, who would have won out of Viv and Lee? You'll never know.
What would you like size for size?
Lee was more athletic. I think Viv was a powerhouse. But same as Brian. Brian's a powerhouse, but very fast. Brian's got fast hands.
Yeah.
For a big fella, he's got fast hands.
I think Brian fucking taken, just my opinion.
If Brian gets older, you've got problems, haven't you?
You're fucking right, you have.
You've got problems. I mean, at one time, he's one of the strongest men in Great Britain.
Yeah, you know you got problems.
I mean, his deadlift, his powerlifting and all that was unbelievable.
You're not going to get out of the grip, are you? You know what I mean?
No. But, like, I mean, you say them big fellas, if they're fighting for over, like, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, they're paggered. He's not paggered, he's fit. He's fit. He's
fucking, I couldn't get 30 seconds. I'm looking for fucking 15. Me. I'm looking to knock the bastard out in one.
Well, that's what most big lads do, don't? That's what most big lads do. Yeah. Like, if you Viv Graham and your Brian Cockerells, you get a shot because they can fight and they can go on for a while. You know, they're quite fit. But, yeah, I mean, my experience with Viv, he was a nice fella. I could be a million miles away from the truth.
So what led then to Duffy's demise?
Duffy, like I say, he's bullying around the town, and there was no demise in him. He was going to Newcastle, and he was bringing. There's a family called Sayers, big family in Newcastle.
Sayers?
The Sayers.
Oh yeah, we interviewed Stephen Sayers yesterday.
You?
Yeah.
I've never met them, but I've only heard good things about them from Jamie. But I think Lee became friendly with them, and they were like his new family, and he was bringing them to Middlesbrough, and they were going to the blues parties. The blues parties were finished then. It was more white men in the blues parties now. Now it'd become
more of a rave.
illegal, more of a rave,
Yeah.
The old black fellas had disappeared.
Yeah.
You know, but they weren't in there no more. They couldn't have controlled what was going on now. And that these parties and late night places were going on, and that's where Lee was bringing his friends down to. And what happened on the night he died, I don't know, but him and a fight had been arranged. Or they were in the same party, went out the street, had a fight, and Lee died. And I think his demise was self-destruction.
Was a knife in the back, wasn't it?
From what I can gather, it was a knife under the armpit.
Oh, it was under the armpit.
Yeah. I think it was a fair fight until someone threw a knife in. So it could have been Lee could have picked the knife up, or Davey could have picked it up. The knife was thrown in the middle of the road, somewhere out the crowd.
But the reason why the guy was actually fighting him, because he was constantly getting bullied by him.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Lee was a bully.
And then other people must have known that to throw the knife in.
Yeah.
Jamie mentioned the typhoon of Lee Duffy.
The typhoon. That's when he come. That's when he hit into town. I mean.
Oh, I see. That's what.
That's when the typhoon is when Lee Duffy appeared from being a snotty-nosed glass collector in a place called Rumors or Masters, and then within he was only 26-year-old when he died. He was still only a kid. You know,
And he's knocking grown men up.
Yeah, and I mean proper knocking grown men out.
Yeah.
I mean, what we say, he come with a flourish. He come, it was like a typhoon. He come, destroyed Middlesbrough, the town centre. I mean, he become number one in the northeast.
Went to work on fucking Newcastle.
Yeah, but I've had a second chance. Brian Cockerill's had a second chance. Lee never got a second chance.
No.
So you don't know if he was still alive today, what type of person he'd have been. Brian's changed, I've changed, lots of people have changed. He never got I don't think he got the chance. I'm not saying that he would have changed.
I think it's how you live as well, though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some people down that lived by the sword, died by the sword.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you and Bri, obviously you've lived a life and you've been, I wouldn't say gangsters, but you know what I mean. You've lived that type of life, but you've never really sort of. I think if the more people you piss off, the more chance you got of fucking getting your comeuppance one day. You know what I mean?
I think that's where it come in there. I was a nice drug dealer because I used to always try and keep everyone happy.
Exactly.
And if you want something off me and I can't control you, you ain't getting out of me. I would never say anyone that I couldn't control.
You're not stupid, are you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like someone knocks on your door, I can get rid of that with your pad. Nah, it's gone. Doesn't matter. I would never deal with anyone.
I've got out. No.
Yeah.
So with a bit, so Lee Duffy and Viv have a beef.
Yeah.
And then Viv ends up dead as well.
Yeah.
Is that to do with this?
No. I think it was whatever Viv was doing in Newcastle, whatever he was doing, probably similar things. I mean, he run the doors. When you're in that, you upset people, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't know if he was involved in drugs. I don't know if it was just the door wars.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, but
there was door wars back then.
There was door wars. Yeah, I mean, it was big money.
Yeah.
It was big money.
It was all around the country. Yeah. Door wars up here.
And there probably still is going on. You know.
Probably is, yeah.
You know.
So how was Viv killed?
He was shot on the door. He was
shot on the door.
He was on the door actually. Yeah, and he was outside the pub and shot drive by.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, there's all different rumours about it. That they weren't supposed to kill him, supposed to just wound him and that, but you'll never know, will you?
I mean, Brian wasn't such a man. He'd have had it when he went to that house.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was close, wasn't it?
Any known person would be dead off that.
When they beat him up, when they kidnapped, well, they never kidnapped him, they conned him into going to the house and that, yeah, I remember that, yeah. I mean, I think it was only his size saved him, wasn't it? If it had been me, you'd have been dead.
Hammers to the head and he showed me his legs and that.
Yeah.
How many times he's been shot.
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it, really?
Yeah. But like I say, I think Brian's doing well for himself now. I think he's out of it. But he's always going to be thought of as the old Brian Cockerill.
Well, he's still the resurrection to call it now, though.
Yeah. He's going to take some turn and people are not going to believe him. People won't believe me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And in prison then, big names that you met in there?
Yeah, you go to prison. Like I say, at the end of my last sentence, that Stephen French he was in Weymouth with me.
How did you end up in prison?
Prison, after my Borsals, my first big prison sentence was 3.5 years. And it was what it was, my family was quite well known as Moloney's. We had a reputation.
Yeah.
Obviously, being drug dealers. And my brother was in the blues party one night. my brother Terry, and he was tormenting this Jamaican kid called Darren Murray, who was built like Mike Tyson, but maybe 6 inches taller, and he's flicking polystyrene balls at him. The Jamaican's lost his temper, and he smashed my brother's face in with a pills bottle.
Was he doing it just for a laugh? Or
Yeah,
was
just for a laugh,
yeah,
just
yeah,
for a bit
yeah.
of fun. The Jamaican took it the wrong way, and he's left my brother for dead. And we went to the hospital. He was on life support machine for about 6 weeks, and his head was that big.
So as a family, you thought you'd get.
We had to be seen to do something. We had
Exactly.
to be seen to do something. So we all get together. We had a little bit of a crack, and we arranged to meet these Murray. There's 2 brothers called Darren Murray and Jason Murray. And to my shock, we arranged to meet.
So it was like a family straightener.
Yeah. There was about 7 of us.
Yeah.
And family and close friends, about 7 of us. And we turns up on Union Street to meet them, and there was just them 2. They come on their own. There's a bit of banter going across the street.
You thought it'd be a nice, easy one.
Yeah, well, it should have been. It was supposed to be. So there's 7 of us and 2 of them. They haven't brought no friends or no one, so I'm thinking, what's going on here?
Cocky bastards, aren't they?
2 big Jamaicans, like. So we're arguing across the road, and things have been said, and I've thought, I've turned up with a crash helmet on.
It's time to go.
And I've got a baseball bat. Everyone's told up. So
That's clever, that, the crash helmet. Like, know what I mean?
Yeah, saved my life, Actually saved my life. So what I'm doing, we're arguing across the road, and I'm thinking I've had enough of this. I'm a nice, quiet person, but I have a dead short fuse.
Yeah.
And if I have a drink, I'm the nicest person in the world. But when I'm sober, my fuse is short for some reason.
Yeah, that's why I drink a lot.
Yeah. So I've run across the road full force, and I've hit Darren Murray in the face with a baseball bat. Now I mean full force, full of anger.
Yeah.
Right. He's took a step backwards, and he pulled the machete out. He just got angry.
Jesus Christ,
like,
wow. You pissed him off.
Then I knew. His brother stood there, so he swung at me with the machete.
That's why only 2 of them come.
Yeah. So, and the lads I was with, they ran off and left me.
Oh, fuck.
2 stayed. My brother Billy stayed, and a lad called Teddy P stayed. The rest ran and left me. So, like, I'm in the middle of Union Street now, which is a bus road. And me and him are fighting on the floor. I'm obviously trying to nut him because I've got the crash helmet on.
Yeah.
And he's hit me with a machete. But every time he hit me, the crash helmet moved up an inch.
And yours.
So it's going up. Every time he's hit me, it's going up. And I'm thinking to myself, fucking hell.
He's got to get me skin sooner or later.
He's going to kill me. And I was absolutely panicking, right? So I'm wrapped around him now. And then all of a sudden, all I can hear is plastic. It's the police.
Yeah.
Police are coming.
But you're thinking thank fuck, aren't you?
You better believe it. I was really pleased to hear the police. So there's a scuffle, and the policeman is trying to split us up.
Yeah.
Right? I always remember him, a tall ginger, and I forgot his name. I think I've mentioned his name in the book. He could have got me killed. He's put his arms on him, and he's using me as a human shield, because Darren's still got this machete.
Yeah.
The other Bobby's trying to grab him and pull him back.
So he's actually using you as a human shield.
Yeah. And my helmet's up here now, so my helmet's come off, and I'm going to the policeman. Let me go, please. Let me go.
Yeah,
He's
I'll
kill
put
me.
my helmet down,
And he actually said to me, "Fuck off." And that's what he said. So like this, Darren's swinging at me with a machete, and the other Bobby's trying to stop him. The Bobby slipped over, and Darren hits him with a machete. Hits the policeman with a machete.
Hell.
Wow. You just seen like slow motion. You seen the blood come out, and I thought he's killed him. So now I'm really scared. So I've nutted the policeman to let go of me.
Yeah.
Right? And we fell over. It was raining, so it's slippy. And I've ended up on top of the policeman, but Darren swung the machete and let go of it. It's down the side of me. And I'm going to mention this because it sticks in my mind. I picked the machete up, right, and I went to the Bobby on the floor. Don't worry, it's okay. And I threw the machete over a school wall, a big brick wall, Fleeton Street School. And I threw the machete away. And by that time, there's loads of Bobbies there. And obviously one of their colleagues has been hit with a machete on the head.
Yeah.
He's been rushed to hospital. And as we were getting back to the police station, they're saying he's not going to make it. The policeman. So like, I'm in the back of the van, you can imagine, he's like, God, he's killed a Bobby, fucking hell.
So he's actually sharp machete too.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people who use machetes,
Yeah.
they're like warding,
Yeah.
they're blunt.
Yeah.
So they can't actually kill you, it's all right.
This Darren's a psychopath. So now we're in the back of the van, both handcuffed. And we're both soaking wet. And Darren's going, what are we going to do? And I went, you've hit a fucking Bobby, mate. You've hit a Bobby on here with an axe. Got the police station, they reversed the van in. They opened the back doors, and I swear down, and I just seen about 40 Bobbies with the shirts wide open. Wow. So I've put kicking Darren out first. Like, go on, get out. So I've kicked Darren out.
Reception party.
Oh, yeah, but honestly, they battered him more than they battered me, to be truthful. And then we got to the reception desk, the charge desk, and it was different years ago, and we both covered in blood.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been filled in. It's their colleague. They've lost their temper, the human. So Darren's a little bit, he's not as streetwise as me. So I'm stood at the desk and I went to the desk sergeant. He's asking his own names. I went, I ain't moving from here. Is that camera working here? I said, we're not moving from here. He went, why? I went, because you know why? They're going to kill us. And now I want to see a doctor. I feel bad. I feel faint. I want to see a doctor. So they sat us down and they sent for a doctor. And the doctor took us both in rooms, stripped us off and took photographs of us.
Probably saved your life, that, because they would have fucking...
they would have killed us.
Oh, yeah, they got you in the fucking cell and that'd have been it.
So the outside doctor took photographs of us. And that was okay, but then we get put in cells and Darren's shouting stuff down at me and I'm thinking, no, shut up. You know, like, what shall I say? Shall I say I meant to hit him on the head with the axe? Because Darren's a little bit slow, God love him. And anyway, I got jail for that. That's me 2.5 years I got to jail for.
So did you get charged for what happened to the cop?
We got, what it was...
Like conspiracy?
In them days, I could be wrong, but you needed 3 people to charge with the fray.
Yeah.
So they charged his brother, because he stood there, he never ran away.
Got you.
They charged him with a
Did they got you with something?
Yeah.
Even if they probably tried to stick on throwing a lethal weapon or...
At first we were going to be charged with attempted murder on the police officer, but obviously he recovered quite quickly, actually, so it can't have been that bad. But then the charge of 3 was with the fray. Darren got 4 years, I got 3.5. He got 6 months more than me, and he did the policeman with the axe. His brother got 6 months in detention centre.
Did the cop remember that you'd thrown the weapon away and told him you're going to be okay?
Well, do you know what it was? When I was in court up for we all pleaded not guilty. I got found guilty. But that ginger policeman who used me as a shield stood up in court, and I remember his words. He went, asked if he recognised you. That's Patrick Moloney. I remember I was on the floor. Patrick was knelt over me. I closed my eyes. I feared for my life. I thought I'd never see my 2 daughters alive again. As Patrick had the machete held over my head. I thought, you just tell the truth. I saved your life and I saved my own life. You know
I thought the story was going to... I know.
Yeah.
I thought the story was going to go really mad. I thought you were going to say you threw the machete over the school wall and it's a kid.
No, this is like...
That'd be really fucked up, wouldn't it? Yeah.
But Debbie was pregnant. Debbie was pregnant at the time without Curtis. And I didn't go home, that was it. I was on remand and I got 3.5 years with Darren. And that's when I went to Durham. And that's when I met Viv Graham. That was when Viv Graham was in there, in Kev Hour. But it's you've been to jail yourselves.
Yeah.
No matter what people tell you, it's not a nice
How long were you
place.
in Durham for? About 6 months before you got allocated?
No, I was in Durham for about 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And I got shipped out to Accrington.
Accrington, yeah.
Yeah, Accrington,
place,
yeah.
that.
It was okay then. I think it's a bit rough now, like.
I love the billets, man.
Yeah. I stayed on C Wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stayed on the induction wing. Stayed on there. I done a couple of courses in there. I done a PTI course in there. But the only thing was, like, they promised you when you were doing a course, it'll come out more with college. On your thing at HP Accrington.
What year was that? 'Cause I was there in 92.
92. And I've been, this is 27, so 27 years ago. Will take us to...
I'm shit at math.
I
was in there.
93.
Rob Armstrong was in there when I was in there. That's a big
almost at the same time.
Almost at the same time. I was right next to some fucking...
it was a big prison, though, wasn't it? People could be in there, you'd never see them.
I was there with... There was a group there called Screwdriver, and it was this guy who's politically religious called Bigsy, and he'd they were from London, and they'd ghosted him from Brixton because you could keep him in Brixton. Yeah. Because he had all these like racial tattoos on his head, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember when I went in there, it took me to my little cell, one man cell, and you could have your own fucking pillars, you could have your own this, and
you have your own stuff sent in.
Within 10 minutes, so it's a Scotch lad, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll try a couple of them," and give me a few Cheez-Ix, Tennies. Took a couple of them, had a good fucking sleep, and then fucking hell, 14 months later, They always say at prison, you remember your first day, your last day, and the rest is just a blur, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, it wasn't bad. Like I say, it was a big jail. It was all billets, wasn't it?
The food was good.
Yeah, it was okay, yeah. The screws were all right. They're all old man as well, like ex-man as well.
Yeah. And you'd out to sell a lot, weren't you? You locked down at fucking say like 10 o'clock.
Well,
and it counts.
That Rob Armstrong who was in there with me, he was a big fellow. I found him okay. He was Viv Graham's right-hand man, I think. Or the best friends.
Right.
They were best of friends. He was a big fella, like.
I got hassled in there because of when I first got in there, because a lot of people thought I was Scouse. Now, at that particular time, I'm not saying all Scousers are fucking cell robbers, but at that particular time, they'd had a few big Scouse lads in there and been going into cells, robbing the cells.
Yeah.
So
it's a no-no, isn't it?
It is a no-no, yeah. And they also actually heard my accent and thought I was Scouse. I'm like, no, Scouse. I'm from Widnes. Where the fuck's that? It's a little chemical town.
Yeah. But it just seemed to go on from there with me jail. And when I come out, I'm still with Debbie there.
Did you get a job? Did you get in the kitchen?
No, but in there, I was in the mailbag shop at Fest. We used to have a mailbag shop near the canteen.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, actually making mailbags, which you would think is a fallacy, but you do make mailbags.
I got in the kitchen, and then from the kitchen, I got on it was like detail where I just go around and fucking
tidy around the garden. You used to walk around, didn't they?
Go and say hi to people, fucking through the windows and shit, and have a fag, have a joint, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get fucking bottles of whiskey and everything there. Though.
Yeah, it was quite easy going jail. But then I'd done the PTI course, so I was in the gym quite a lot, and I just missed him, but I'd become friends with him later on. Ellery Hanley, have you heard of Ellery Hanley? You must know me if you're on Witness. Rugby player.
Oh, yeah.
That's he was in Ackleton.
What was he in there for?
Oh, was he?
I don't know what he was in for, but that's where he learned to play rugby. That's where he apparently learned to play rugby in there. Yeah. And we've become friends. He used to come down to see me in the speakeasy. And he used to stop at our house, Ellery. Yeah, he was... And then he went on to be changed the rugby, changed over, didn't he?
Yeah.
Changed over. Yeah.
Did you get paid to do the mailbags?
About £6 a week, £7 a week.
Did you have any other hustles then?
No, do you know? I didn't bother. I didn't bother because I didn't need anything. Like I said, I wasn't a user. If you use drugs, you need some sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Kitchen was best paid.
Yeah,
I got 12 quid in the kitchen.
12 quid.
Yeah.
And every day you could come home with a big stossy.
Yeah. But being in the gym and doing that gym course there, we used to go to the baths every Sunday morning.
Okay.
When it was empty, 6 o'clock in the morning, we could go swim in the baths. The gym orderlies, about 8 of us.
Yeah.
In Morpeth, until the first customer paid in. As soon as the first customer paid in, we had to come out. On a Sunday morning. So we had our perks, you know what I mean?
It's the only prison I know where you could openly come out your cell and go walk in another billet.
Yeah.
Go any fucking billet you want to, you know what I mean?
They had a television room, didn't at the end.
Yeah.
You
go sit in the television room.
The good thing about that was you had your own cell.
Yeah.
You had your own cell.
That was fucking brilliant, man.
Yeah. But then I come out of there and me and Dale had gone our separate ways. Families falling out and over drugs and money, we'd gone our separate ways. And I was on my arse. I never had a light, I never had an out, but people think you've got money. You go out to jail and people think, oh, that's Paddy Moloney, he's got a few
stashed.
Yeah, but you haven't, have you?
No.
And being in jail is expensive when you've got
What money I had, I'd done an insurance claim, Rex making, and I'd got $3,500. The week I got sent down.
Yeah.
And I actually spent that in there, because whenever I got visits, they'd bring me a couple of £100.
That's what I'm saying.
Or I'd get Temagesics off these two fucking brothers, and Paul and I forgot the other one's called now. And I'd have money sent to their house.
Yeah.
And then they'd give me the pills or whiskey, whatever the fuck hell I wanted.
Yeah.
So it's like, but it's easy to spend £100 in there.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, like I say, it's expensive to keep it in jail. I mean, the wife coming to visit me.
Yeah.
She still has to pay the bills when she's out there. She's got kids' uniforms to buy. So, like, I mean...
You got to pay your debts.
Yeah. So, God love her, you know what I mean? But when I got to jail, we never had an out left. I had an out left. I'd left a little jar for her. I think it was about $2,500, which was quite a lot of money. But it's gone. So I come out and I'm on my ass and I'm like, fucking what am I going to do?
Need to get a job.
So there's a fella called John Mccormick. He was pretty big in the drug world. And he worked with a man called Brian Charlton.
Okay.
Have you heard of Brian Charlton? Mm-mm. Brian Charlton was probably one of the biggest drug dealers in Great Britain. It was the ingots. Remember the ingots coming in with the cocaine in? Brian Charlton was involved in that with what was it? It was the one from Liverpool.
Curtis Warren.
Yeah.
Oh, on the
I know
ships,
you mean.
the Colombian cartels. Yeah.
Well, that
yeah,
was Brian Charlton.
God, yeah.
Right. I never ever worked with Brian. I didn't need to because I worked with John Mccormick, who was good friends with him. So I'm at home one day and I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I can't get a job. There's nothing happening for me. So I walks over to the pub. John had 2 pubs.
Could you go back on the doors?
No, I was getting too old. And I had a family and it was 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning is no good.
No.
Debbie wouldn't have put up with that. So I'm not making excuses. I went back to drug dealing. So I go to see John.
You'd say that.
I go to see John and he's got his pub. So when I walk in the pub, people are like, what's he doing in here? So I'm going over at the bar and I've got a little bottle. John's come next to me. He went to me, all right, what are you doing in here, Pad? I said, I need to see you, mate. Can I have a crack with you? Right. Not being disrespectful, he goes to me, give me 10 minutes and come over the corner. So that's his place of business. That's where he does his business.
Yeah.
So I goes over and I sat with him. What do you want? I went, I'm on my ass, mate. I said, can you sort us a nine bar out? And you want a nine bar? I went, yeah. Don't forget I've been doing before that 50 kilos.
Yeah.
And he went, yeah, come back in an hour. So I goes home as I cuts through the cemetery, goes back to Thornbury. He went, have a quick drink, Pad, and then follow Staffy in the toilet. He's got it for you. So goes in the toilet, gives me a bag and I'm off. Gets home, he's giving me a kilo. So
He's not going to fuck around with a 9 bar. He knows what you can get rid of. You know what I mean?
So I phoned him, he went to me, Pad, sort your head out, mate, whenever.
Yeah.
So he's giving me a key and then it goes from there. So he's got me back on my feet. It takes me about 3 months and I'm back on my feet. And this carry on with Brian Charlton.
Mm-hmm.
He's sort of involved in it. So he does want to Spain. He moves to Spain and lives in Spain. So I'm just plodding away. I'm doing bits with him. And then there's a man called John Mcpartland, very similar names. John Mcpartland was a massive, real true life gangster. And I got on really well with him. And he was from Winniebanks in Middlesbrough. Done lots and lots of jail, John Mcpartland. A lot of jail. I have a lot of respect for the man. And I was working with him, bits and bobs. Not regular, but if I wanted something, he'd get me it. And we become good friends, and you know, I always paid on time, and you know.
These are guys who, when they get caught, they say fuck all. And
yeah, he's done a lot of jail, John. He actually died in jail.
Wow.
He died in jail. A lot of respect with John Mcpartland. So then I goes on a family holiday with Debbie to Spain, not thinking anything about John McCormick. And I'm in a restaurant, me and Debbie with the kids and that, and I can hear someone shouting, "Oh, fat bastard!" Right, so I'm like, Debbie went, "That's a Middlesbrough accent there." My wife goes, "That's a Middlesbrough accent." I went, "Shut up." There's about a lot of little bars everywhere and everyone's eating. No.
I had a look round too, don't worry.
Yeah. So then, someone stood behind me and I've turned on and he went, "Are you all right?" And it was John McCormick, the lad who helped me out. So I spent a couple of days with him and I realised that he's working over there and he's doing really well. He's got a good friend called Ahmed who's a Moroccan. Every good drug dealer is a good Moroccan in Spain. So we chatting, spend a few nights with him. I'm with the family, so I'm on holiday, so it's nothing like that. And then about 2 nights before I'm going home, I said I'm going home on just say Friday. This is Wednesday night. Going home Friday. Yeah, have a crack with me before you go. Yeah. And I remember sitting in the pub with him, just me and him. He went to me, "Do us a favour, Pad. I'm on my ass." I'm like, yeah. Whatever spending money you've got left, can you leave us it and I'll make sure you get it back. And I said, "You're on your ass." He went, "I'm not on my ass. I've got cash flow problems, and I'll make sure everything's all right." So I goes home. I tells Debbie, and she's going like, "What are you giving him money for, blah?" Now, as women are, what are you giving him money for?
You know what comes around.
I had a couple of £100 left, so I asked the father-in-law who was with us. Yeah. We all chipped in, and I left £1,000 for him. I thought, I'll never say that again in my life. I've given me. He helped me.
Yeah.
I'm helping him. And about 4 weeks later, he phoned me, "Come over, Pad. I'll pay for your flight." So I flies over, and that was it. I was just getting like 300k a month off John.
Yeah.
And I mean, the man was massive over there. He was massive. You know, he had his own he had 2 little pubs and he's done his business from them. And like...
You don't never have to curry it over? Or,
no, I just come home in fruit wagons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where I'd get a phone call, it's in Coventry. It never landed at the same place twice. It's in Coventry. It's in the Blackwall Tunnel. It's so-and-so, so-and-so. And I'd send someone down for it. And then... And 300k a month I used to get.
Nice Moroccan.
Oh, yeah. And I started to spend a lot of time over there. I become involved in his business over there. I become part of his entourage.
It's like green in the middle, that, isn't it? You burn it.
Yeah.
It's like black and green in there.
Get different. That's where the stamp comes in. That's why I know about the stamp, because John I'd say to John, oh, they're going mad for the one with the Mercedes stamp on. He went, Pad, whatever stamp you want on, just tell me, and you can put anything on, because they just do it as it's getting done.
The young ones nowadays, they find out what the competition is selling, and they'll have their stamp and put it on.
You can have your own personal stamp if you want.
If they get caught, they've got to look at it and think, oh, do you know what that stamp is? It's the competition, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that why Pablo Escobar put CIA on some of his?
CIA, yeah.
Yeah, but John was massive over there, and I'd become part of his entourage where he'd have John would have his own speedboat, he'd buy and sell speedboats, like for the beach parties. He used to do beach parties over there. There's many Scouts kids that done that. They were on decent money. They used to get £5,000 a time for a beach party.
So it was like living like the...
I was living out of my means. I was living like well above what I'd been
like
used
the business.
to. Yeah. Do you know something? If you knew John Mccormick, you would think the business was based on him.
Yeah.
You would, honestly. His lifestyle. And he had bags of money. He didn't even know he had it.
Yeah.
He had like carry bags of money under his bed and everything. The man was a millionaire twice over.
What was that one called, Shaun, where it was two young lads and they started raving and they went over there and they ended up getting really big? Weekenders, was it?
Oh, I can't remember what the title is.
It's a really good one, though.
I think I've seen that, yeah.
It's good. I like them old school ones, mate. I like the old, like, those Sergio and Fila.
Sexy Beast.
Sexy Beast and all that, yeah.
But he had a tight-knit thing, John McCormick. Ahmed, me, and a couple of people who he trusted around him.
I think everyone knows what Ahmed from Morocco, don't they?
Ahmed, yeah. I still see him, I still speak to Ahmed. He has his own leather shop now, yeah. I still see him when I go over there, yeah. Yeah, I like Ahmed, yeah. He was a nice fella. And things started to fall apart when there's cocaine and the stuff come in, like the crack and all that come in.
Before that, though, how were you distributing hundreds of kilos? Did you have, like, certain people it went to?
Yeah. Well, 300 kilo, I'd have a local kid in Middlesbrough take 60, Scotland take 80. I had maybe 5 or 6 customers.
Did you give them on credit?
3 got credit, 2 never. One was a local lad who never got credit.
But not full credit, they'd have to pay some.
What the lad would do, he was a Park End lad from Park End, he'd come to me and he'd go to me, right, I don't know when it's coming, but there's 50 grand.
Yeah.
Whatever the price it comes in at, I want 50 grand's worth. And I'd have his money for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'd phone him and it'd come, So, like, there was a lot of trust there. But, yeah,
So that's not really credit, because that's your upfront money,
yeah,
isn't it?
I've got it,
what I mean?
Yeah. There was only one lad from Middlesbrough I used to give it on credit. And he'd pay me within maybe 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did you have any problem with the cops getting any of the shipments, or...?
No, do you know, like, in them days, that it was quite... The police were a little bit more, than when I was a kid.
If you kept it to 5 or 6, they wouldn't even fucking know.
And I wasn't flash. I still lived on a council estate, even though we were buying the house. I didn't have big flash cars. I didn't rub it in people's faces. Do you know what I mean?
You got a nice TV, though.
I had a lovely TV. and what they call them? A proper picture, like...
Yeah, LED.
What they call it? No, a picture like you get done like off a proper artist and that.
Oh!
Yeah.
Paintings and stuff.
Yeah, proper painting, yeah. When we got rid of the police, took loads of photographs of the house and made a big issue with this.
You had art, didn't you?
A few things, yeah.
But as things do, all good things coming to an end, and like things started falling apart in Spain. I was making a good living off it, and I always remember one of the occasions. There was a Cockney fella that used for the boat, and he was in England. He took a fair share of it as well, because it wasn't just 300 key come home. There might be 3,000 key come home.
Yeah.
I got 3, the rest got distributed.
Yeah.
Because everyone would put on the transport, like Cockneys, Manx, whatever. And John had said, like, blah, 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 we're going to make you part of the thing.
Yeah.
So like, oh, great, brilliant.
So would you actually get to meet sort of the others?
Yeah. There was one there called Limpy Neil, called him Limpy Neil. He was from London. Little fella, angry, always had a little angry face. And he'd, what they call it?
There's bound to have been some Scousers there. They get everywhere.
Lots of Scousers, yeah. Lots of Scousers. I didn't mind the Scousers, though.
Good crack, are they?
Yeah, I like the Scousers, yeah. But this little Limpy Neil, he got killed in England not long after. What he'd done, he's a little bit shifty. Like, if he organised a transport, you can guarantee, it's gone down. There's no proof, is there? All you do is pick a paper up, they found so-and-so in France. Oh, transport's gone down in France. So just conning people.
Half a daily.
And he got through off some flats in London. Got through off, killed, yeah. But that was Limpy Nail. And on about the Scousers, there's 2 kids that were in, what they call it, Spook, you just mentioned, the Scouse fella.
Curtis Warren.
They didn't care, they called him Twit and Twat. Well, I met them, and...
Twit and Twat?
That's the nickname in the book.
Oh, right.
One was called Noon.
Noon?
Noon.
Yeah,
and
the Notorious family.
Noon and Melia, these 2 kids were called. They both just finished massive sentences. I think they got 30 odd years for ecstasy. And I become friends with them. So like, you're meeting loads of different people, and then all of a sudden, this Irish fella come along, called him, obviously Irish Brian.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in Spain, it's 30 odd degrees, and this man used to wear a crombie and a cravat. So he stood out. But he was coming into the same pubs where we were all drinking, and he was just at the bar. He'd always have 2 men with him,
Yeah.
And he was drinking, and he was getting in. And before long, he befriended John. And him and John were having little meetings and that. And it just sort of took over. And like, what was happening, there was no drugs. No one took cocaine then. Besides Brian introduced the cocaine. So everyone's taking cocaine and chilling out. Best drug in the world, cocaine. Best drug in the world. And Irish Brian's, he's wormed his way in, and he's bringing all these little fellas in, and like the Scousers are getting pushed out.
Yeah.
Ahmed, like, he went, I don't want out to do with him, he's bad news, you know. Ahmed left, so now he's become dependent on Irish Brian. And I had a crack with John, and I went, what's going on? And he went, listen, I'm just going to put up with him, because this is, I mean, I don't know if he was, he's in the RIA. And all right, yeah. He went, and we can get, you couldn't get drugs into Ireland unless the RIA said you could.
Yeah.
So he said he can sort it. So John had this massive vision of flooding Ireland with marijuana and making a fortune because they could charge what they wanted.
Yeah, that's the fact though. It is, we'll have a podcast. What, you like people like that, don't you? Sure?
Yeah, Irish Brian.
We like to have a variety.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Oh.
He got killed in Mayas. He got shot in Mayas about 9 years ago.
I was just being sarcastic anyway.
I know, because we had a loyalist paramilitary gunner on twice, Frank. Shout out to Frank, brilliant guy.
Frank.
So it probably would be good to get the other side on as well.
What they call it, he got shot in Mayas and they survived the car. Made him dead about 9 years ago. But he was a bad man.
But it's true, the IRA, you won't be able to get nothing in there without the permission.
No, that was the idea, see. That's what he was telling John, but I think he was lying. But cut long story short, I've been promised part of the thing. So when the shipment goes home and 300k, I've got 30k on. So I shook hands, brilliant, John, I'm over the moon, because I was only getting £50 a key off them. So I come home and I'm buzzing. I'm going to get me £50 plus 30 grand, 30k. And to me, you know, it was going to turn my life around. And goes over. Just before the shipment comes home. The shipment's gone home and there's 30k left. And John said, can you shift that 30k, Pad? I went, I can, mate. I said, I'll have to add it on to the next one.
Yeah.
I went, I've sold, I've done my quota, and there's 30k left. He went, I could do with it getting rid of it. I went, I can't, I'm not going to go and advertise it. It's done, John. And Irish Brian comes over to the table and goes to me, get rid of that for his pad. So like, I've just told him, no, I can't. No, I want rid of it. And I went, I can't get rid of it, mate. It's done. Yeah. I mean, add it on. We need to buy a new boat. That's what John's saying. We need the money to buy a new boat. I went, I can't do it, John. And,
Paul then. Fucking hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But my pal, who's doing Life Now, Paul Bryan, who Jamie's writing a book about, is sat 2 tables away, Edie Wigan, being nosy. So he leans over and goes, John, don't mean to be nosy, but I can do that. We both live in Middlesbrough. So John says to me, hey, this is a true story. Paul, it's the truth, I can't help it. Paul won't be happy. But, he goes like, I can do that. So John says, are you okay with that? I went, not really, mate. You know, it's Maggie, yeah? My baby Saturday. And like, he went, just this once. So yeah, you can have it, Paul. Goes home. The keys in a caravan in Primrose Valley. I give Paul the keys, I was fuming. Give him the keys, you can have it. Paul takes the 30k, and whatever he does with it, I don't know. It's nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
But he doesn't pay for it.
But that's not down to you either, is it?
Well, according to Irish Brian, it was because I was the man in Middlesbrough. So, like, the phoning me, off the heads on coke, and I'm, what are you on about? I haven't seen him. Chase him. I'm not chasing him, mate. Your problem. So Irish Brian takes a wobbler and decides to come and kill me.
Oh, God.
So he does, he flies over and like me and John's having arguments on the phone. I'm going, John, you're out of order, you're off your face, mate. Don't take me for that, I'll come over there and I'll fucking kill you. Because I wasn't scared of John.
Yeah.
I'll come in your pub and I'll rip your head off, mate. Don't threaten my family. So I'm downstairs one day and this local lad comes up who used to go to Spain, a lad called Chucker. Knocks on my door, brings him in. Sit down, Chucker, put the telly on. He started crying. I went, what's the matter? He went, I'm sorry.
I've been sent to kill you.
These two lads, these two blokes, Irish Brian's outside with his pal. They're going to kill you. I went, you fucking...
You brought him to your house?
You brought him to my house. Man, you phoned me. And he was crying. Anyway, I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared. Then my wife starts screaming. Irish Brian's laid across his car with a gun aimed at the bedroom. So I ran out and Dave took off the flow off. So I phoned John. He gives me Brian's number. I phoned him, Brian. I said, I'll come and meet you. It's too late. And they had come to kill me.
Fucking hell.
So I phoned Paul Brian. I went, yo, you little shit. They're at my door here. So he flies over and they're in my house. I sent my wife and kids away. I sent them to Harrogate, to my sister's place, out the way. And before you know it, I've got me and two of my brothers, Paul, his brothers, and we're in my house.
I think I'd have fucking phoned Brian Cockerill up last night. Could he help me out?
Brian's okay with the old street fighting, but I think when it comes to guns, it's different world, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, like, we're in our house and we've got all sorts of... I mean, I've never used guns, never.
Were you strapped up yourself? Did you have any guns?
Yeah, Paul comes over, Paul Brian comes over, like, Pad, there's one for you, and give me a handgun, mate. Like, it's loaded, this is how you use it. I'm like, wow, what's going on?
At least it's even now, innit? You know what I mean? Now, you're not going to a gunfight with a fucking knife, are you?
I wasn't going to any gunfight. I was shitting myself. So he's giving this gun, and one lad got a crossbow. I was like, God, what's going on?
Yeah,
what am I doing? And me world just fell apart.
Yeah.
And that was at the time when
it got a bit too real for you.
Yeah, it was really real. And this is when it brought back to basics. I'm not a major league drug dealer, no. I'm not. Never have been.
My adrenaline goes with shit like that.
My adrenaline was going. I was walking about and I had a gun down my thing and I was like, God, what am I doing? And
Did you feel good though? Did you feel like...
I was petrified because these were going to kill me. And while living in my house like this, they'd gone to Paul's and knocked on his door with a gun and went to his wife. We were going to kill the pair of them. She phoned the police, so like everyone's up, like, and I'm thinking, and it was at the time when I was a little bit low in my life and I'd started using cocaine.
They shouldn't threaten the women though, should they? No. I don't think.
So this is the time when I went on the cocaine myself, and I'd never touched drug in my life.
Well, I think you got to go on it. You had good reason to. You know what I mean?
That's the excuse. That's the excuse I used, but it wasn't really an excuse. It was like I'd become addicted like quite quickly to it.
Yeah.
Because I had access to it.
I could never really snort it because I've had my nose broke that many times and you just get stuck. I end up rocking it up, me smoking it crack.
I'll tell you the truth, it's the best drug in the world, cocaine. When you first take it, but it gets hold of you, it destroys you. And it got hold of me, and like, God, my life just plummeted.
So were they in town then, and you're like paranoid on coke?
Yeah.
In town,
we went looking for them.
His house.
I knew what car he was in because he drove off and I'd seen the car.
Yeah.
So now I'm off my tits now on coke, and me and my brother,
we're looking for them.
Went round the hotels looking for them, and we obviously never found them. And it went on for ages. We had police presence outside the house. They were parked outside the house in a van. Bobby's, what they call it.
Who called the police?
What had happened? They'd gone to a blues. No, like I said, they're not blues parties no more.
Got yeah.
Terry Dixon had a place called the Steam Packet over the border.
Right.
And they were in the Steam Packet, right? Bragging they'd come to kill Paddy Moloney. So Kev Howard was in there, lad I was in jail with.
Back to you.
And Kev come and saw me. And it was all over the town. When I woke up the next morning, there was a police van parked on my front. And I opened the door and we've got all them guns in the house. And he went, all right, Paddy, good morning. Quiet night? I went, yes, sound, mate. I've shut the door and I went, fucking hell.
That took the fun out of it.
So we had Debbie's friend in next door with one. He's a gay lad called David. Poor lad shit himself. Our bathroom window. Our bathroom window opened into his back garden.
Got you.
Right there on the... So I phoned him and went, come to the bathroom window, David.
I've got a present for you.
I mean, I can see you to this day. He's still our friend. And it's in the book, and he come to me and went, Paddy, you bastard. Everyone's asking me if that's me in the book. So we passed the stuff out to him.
Give him some coke as well.
No, I didn't check coke. I paid him. But that was like... I'm laughing and joking about it now. It was
At the time, it wouldn't be funny.
It was horrible. It was horrible, and I put my family through. It was dangerous. I mean, that's what he done.
That's the only time I think it's horrible, because I think if I'd have been on my own with the lads, I'd have really, really enjoyed that situation. But if it had been with my woman, it'd have been a completely fucking different situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because one phone call he phoned me while he was there. He went to me, "Oh, what do you call it? Your son plays..."
Sounds alright, fucking nuts, like.
"Oh yeah, your son plays football for so-and-so in a orange and black top," and he did.
I still don't understand how it's on you, though, if he's given it to someone.
Yeah, what happens to him if he jacked it? They think you've co-signed, but you haven't.
Yeah.
But the guy who jacked it...
Paul.
Did they get him in the end?
They nearly got him. What happened? All shit hit the fan, right?
You said no 3 times when you turned around and that guy said, "Well, I can do it."
Yeah.
And you said, "No, I'm not happy with that."
Yeah.
And he said, "Good
It's
anyway."
on his toes,
so it's
isn't
on his toes?
Yeah. So eventually, John Mack, I get a phone call. I packed all the drugs in it. I've got a pub called the Halfpenny in Groveville, in Middlesbrough. And John phones me. And we're having loads of show on the phone. And anyway, he wants to make up. So he comes home. He's living in Denmark now. Comes home. And I go through all the paperwork and I'm like, "John, you owe me 30 grand. I always take my wages last." Long story short, we were good friends from the start. And it was easy to make back up. It was easy to become friends again. And we did become friends again, right? But he wanted Paul Bryan because he realised it was Paul Bryan that owed him the money.
Yeah.
He was never going to get Paul. Paul is a psychopath. He's like a Jekyll. He's got split personality. And he goes to Holland. Paul goes to Holland, to Amsterdam, with 2 friends for a weekend. And his 2 friends go out drinking while Paul's in the hotel making phone calls, whatever. So these 2 lads from Middlesbrough, just 2 normal, quiet lads who were not into anything, go into this pub called the 4 Roses in Amsterdam, right? Goes into the 4 Roses, and it's John Mack's pub. They haven't got a clue who John Mack is. He hears the accent, and he goes, "All right, lads, where are you from?" "Oh, I'm from Eston, South Bank. I'm from Middlesbrough." "All right. What you doing over here?"
Oh, we're with touches.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my mates brought me over.
What's the chance of that?
He isn't, is there?
Brilliant.
Your mate? Who's your mate?
Wow.
Paul Bryan.
Oh, right.
Trouble.
Yeah.
So John goes, Paul Bryan. "I know Paul Bryan, yeah. Listen, do us a favour. Give him a ring. Don't tell him that you're with us. Tell him to get down to 4 Roses. Tell him you found this pub that's cheap as chips and it's spot on. Get him down here. Don't let him over here." So he's on the phone. Paul walks in.
Fucking brilliant.
Doors are locked.
Yeah.
Honestly, and these 2 lads, Paul said to myself, "Pad," he said, "I actually shit myself."
Yeah.
And he goes in, the 2 lads are petrified, they're crying in the corner.
Well, that's going to happen to the 2 lads. They wouldn't hurt them, would
Yeah. No. So now he's got Paul in the thing.
they?
So Paul's like, blah, 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 blah. And he went, Paul, he said to me, "I grassed you up, Pad, I blame Joe." I said, "It wasn't me, I give Paddy it back when I got to Middlesbrough." So John phones me in Middlesbrough.
He said he gave it you.
Yeah, he said
Tried to put it on you.
Yeah.
I crashed you.
Yeah. He's my mate though. So John phones me and goes to me, "I've got your mate here." I went, "Who's that?" He went, "Paul Bryan." I went, "Have you?" He went, "Yeah." He said he's saying that it was you this, you that, you that. I went, "John, fuck off." I said, "You know the crack, mate." "You know?" He went, "I know, yeah." He went, "Do you want to say that to him?" "Do you want to say that to him?" I went, "Not really, mate. I mean, listen, do what you do. Don't do with me." And I put the phone down. Paul said, "While you were doing that," he went, "I'm sat there."
Listen.
Yeah, he said, "There's this fucking scouser with evilest eyes you've ever seen, got a gun in my head." And Paul went, "Don't make a mess in here. Just take him out there. Do what you've got to do. Put him in a bag and we'll put him in the canal tonight." And Paul said, "I was sat there and it definitely just sounds as if it's funny." He said, "I knew for the fact that they were serious.
Yeah.
Scout kid was going to show me, put me in a bag and dump me in the canal." He went, and for about 3 seconds, he said, "It seemed like a lifetime." He said, "I looked around the pub and I thought, I'm done."
This is it.
Yeah. He went, "I just ran and I just dived through the plate glass window." He went, "I dived and I landed in the street." He said, "I broke my ankle, my shoulder." He said, "I just kept running and running and running." And the Bobby's nicked him. Bobby's nicked him. And what's happened? He went, "I don't know, I must have took some of it. I've took some of it and I don't know what I've done."
Well.
So he got kept in for a couple of days and shipped him back home. And that was Paul. And then Paul just went he got himself in a bit of bother with Down Leeds and he's doing a...
Are you still friends with him, like?
Yeah.
Did they let it lie then?
No. They're both dead. They're both dead now. They're both... I'm sorry, John's dead. Paul's doing life.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So he's squashed.
Yeah, he more or less got life at the same time as he got murdered. So he's killed a bully in Leeds. I can't remember his name now. A ex-rugby player. Paul's killed him and another fella and shot someone else. So he got lifed off.
Yeah.
John was in Denmark. He was doing amphetamine in Denmark, and he was shot. He was living in an apartment, and he got shot. He got shot in the apartment.
How did you meet the rugby player there early on?
He used to come down from Leeds.
Oh,
He used to come to Speakeasy from Leeds. Yeah, he used to come down for the music. They had DJs and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to we bumped into Dave Myers and he was with them. He was with Dave Myers and Martin.
He's only a little fella and he's only small.
Yeah.
He's only small.
Was that in Manchester?
Yeah, in Manchester.
In the
very small.
conspiracy?
They're in the clubs and
they gave you coke?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's only. I like.
That's the first time I'd ever seen coke.
Yeah.
Well, we were like teenagers, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave's died now, God bless his soul, rest in peace.
Yeah, but John got shot in Denmark and he got put down to where the Danish police phoned me because my phone number's in his thing. And they put it down to a hit woman that was killing drug dealers. But I don't think it was. I think it was a domestic with him and his missus.
No, they've got in Mexico now, and it's a true story. Yeah. I've known it years ago because I lived there. But I've actually seen it on the TV now. They've got women who'll turn around and get you high, and then they'll take you in a hotel room, and they'll cut your fucking livers out and you fucking sell them.
Yeah, big marketing organs.
Really big market.
Yeah.
It's amazing that though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Jamie mentioned the Paul Bryan murders in Leeds.
That's it. What it was, he'd moved to Leeds, Paul, out the way, because he, for all sorts of different reasons, and he was doing okay down there, and he used this pub. And this rugby player was a bit of a bully in the pub. He'd go in the pub and they had a betting shop next door to it, and if you've had a win, he'd come over and take your money off you and stuff like that.
Yes, house.
Yeah, he was a big fella though. He was a top rugby player at one time. You're talking something like Lee Duffy.
Yeah.
6'4", solid muscle.
A bit like a brick shit house.
And the lad who owned the pub, he wasn't an idiot. You know what I mean? I won't say his name because he's still alive. And he's coming out one night out the car park and this black fella follows him out and goes like, listen, I'll leave your punters alone if you give me a couple of grand a week. And the lad, yeah, whatever. You think I'm a dog one, you got to go out and shot him in the car park. Phone Parliament, I've just killed him. Will you make sure our lass is okay? I'm going to fuck off.
Yeah.
But he hadn't killed him. He'd shot him and knocked him out. He'd grazed him and knocked him out.
If you're going to do it, you might as well fucking put two in the head.
He thought he had killed him. He thought he had. So then this rugby player gets up and pulls himself together and won't leave the pub. The woman can't phone the police. She can't phone the police, so she's petrified. So the fella says to Paul, phones Paul, Paul's out having a meal. Will you do us a favour, will you get rid of him for us? This is the story. Paul says it didn't happen this way, but Paul got the blame. He's supposed to have had a phone call, gone down, he's supposed to have gone in the pub the next morning. Black fella still sat there. Just shot the three of them. But Paul, he's doing life and he's saying he hadn't done the crime. He's always said to me he hadn't done it, but he got accused of killing them three.
I think they had it coming.
Yeah. And that's why he moved to Leeds, Paul. But Paul, I visit Paul quite often now. I still visit him. I visit him once a month. He phones me all the time. And his head's okay. He's been in about, 18 years.
Is he at one with it?
Yeah.
Would you say he's institutionalised, or do you think he's just getting on with the bad situation?
Last few years, he was up and down. He's got grandkids now and that. Great grandkids. He wants to come home now.
Yeah,
so he's trying hard now. He's still cat here. If he behaves himself, he could be home in 7 years.
It's good that. But I bet when he first got in, he was a handful, wasn't he? Because you get a long time like that,
he
you
was
don't
a
give a
nightmare when I used to visit him. I stopped visiting him because you go on a visit and you couldn't even understand him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was just like, they used to put him in a chair. He couldn't even talk to you. Well,
were there any other attempts on your life that you've not told us about?
No, that was.
He's a good guy, this one. Yeah.
Do you know, I don't want people to think I'm glamorising this, because we've laughed and joked on our way through it, but in the core light today, it was an horrible lifestyle.
Yeah.
It wasn't a very good lifestyle. Even though I can make fun of it now, at the time I can see how I was hurting people.
We don't want the youngsters to go on what we've done. We're just saying it, and we are laughing and joking about it. But it's scary.
It's very scary.
It's not for the faint-hearted.
You put your family through hell.
Yeah.
Put my family through well. Yeah, it's been a traumatic time for them. And for me, when I sit back and think about it. Because like I said, I've said before, when you were doing stuff like that and you're involved, you don't realise how involved you really are until you sit back. That book I wrote there with Jamie, I read it on Kindle. I was on my own house, I read it, and I swear it broke my heart.
I've got no regrets, mate. I'm very rare like that. People say, you must have some regrets over what you've done. And no, I don't have no regrets.
I regret putting my family through it, through torturing them, you know what I mean? But then when I'd settled down, I've come to it, I've settled down, and we come back home. We went to live in Spain for a while, and Debbie had a little salon. We were doing great. We got a mortgage over there, so we have an house over there, which is mortgaged. People going, oh, Paddy's got a villa in Spain.
Surprised you didn't get a bar. I could see you as a barman.
That's my intention when my licence was up to go over and just open a daft little bar, you know. But like I say, we moved over there. Debbie had an hairdresser's. Our kids were going to school. We got a mortgage. And like, I wasn't doing drugs. I was getting cigarettes from Gibraltar. And people coming over and I was filling the case with them, sending them home. And it got to the stage where...
Good money's better than drugs nowadays.
Yeah, but it got to the stage where we were running out of money and like we were struggling. And we got offered this club back home in Middlesbrough, a social club, a workman's club. And we took it and we come home. And it was where Debbie's from. And we were there for years. We've been there 14 years. And we've just left now.
No, you say like a workman's club, like a labour club.
Yeah.
Couple of snooker tables.
Bingo, snooker tables, yeah.
5
Turns
real
on,
bandits.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we were happy there. And then, obviously, I said, Paul phones me. He phones me one day, and he says to me, never guess who I bumped into in dispersals. Dispersals is when you get moved about jails and you get put on a block and that. I went, oh, you're Mick Morgan. I went, fucking hell, Mick Morgan. Now, I knew Mick Morgan, like I'm 62 now. I'll have been 19, 20, 21. We were that young. XR2s with the brand new cars.
Ah, right.
So, and I could only picture this snotty-nosed little Scouse kid with scruffy black hair.
They're fast as fuck, the XR.
Yeah, that's how I could. That's only I could picture them like that.
Yeah.
But it's 40 year on.
With the turbo.
Yeah, and like, so he said, "I've given you a phone number." I went, what have you given my phone number for? Well, he asked for it. I went, oh, Paul, man. So you know what's coming next, don't you? I'm sat on my Sunday dinner one day. The phone goes. I pick the phone up. Scouse on the phone. All right, lads. It's Mick. You know, like, all right, Mick. You don't mind me phoning, do you? I'm a nice fella. What do I say? You know what I mean?
Oh.
Don't phone no more. Put the phone down. So I had a conversation with him.
As long as it doesn't turn from a phone to a visit to put some money on my books.
Yeah. So then everyone knows what's coming next.
Yeah.
Phones me a few weeks later. I've got some dynamite whiz here, Pad. Can you shift it for us? I went, I don't do no more, Mick. I'm out of it. Oh, you know, like, if you do, you know, let us know. A few weeks later, I'm downstairs in the pub talking. Local drug dealers are sat at the next table, make conversation. Oh, you doing all right? No, shite. Whiz is terrible, mate. I can't get it. Can you get us out like, Pad? And I thought, has someone planned this? Has someone planned this? So I went, well, I might leave it with me.
Yeah.
So next time Mick phones, I went, send us some down, Mick. So he went to me. He was working with a kid called Christopher Welch.
Did it smell like cat piss?
Oh, yeah, it stinks, yeah. And so he went to me.
Pasty, like?
Yeah, no, do you know what it was like? Yeah, it's like soggy.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
You know what that is, don't you? They put vodka in it, don't they?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, they put vodka in it, yeah. Yeah,
I
to
never
keep,
knew that.
to keep it right, yeah.
I've had it, like...
Come down all sticky.
Yeah, I've had it all sticky and it just
Yeah.
it smells like
Yeah,
cat piss.
yeah.
And I've got high and I tried to stash it. I put it in the shed and I still think you can smell it.
Yeah, you can smell it all the
You
time.
can smell it
can't
no
you?
matter where
You open
try
the
and
cupboard, you can
stash
smell it, can you?
Yeah.
So like Mick's talking to me on the phone, he went, right, well, I'll send some down. But listen, this is through a kid called Christopher Welch. Didn't mean nothing to me. So okay, so it's going on for a while. I send it down and sometimes it's not too clever and the kid's moaning.
Yeah.
So in the end, I was getting $250 off Mick and $250 off the kid. I was getting 500 quid, maybe it's a fortnight, 10 days. Our last didn't have a clue because it's not a lot of money. He used to come to the club, leave the bag.
Better than the gyro, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's going on, and I phoned him. I says, "It's not working, Mick. I'm not happy. The kid can get it on his doorstep, and there's no carry on. I mean, I'm having to say, I sent the last one back to you, right? Oh, so it stops, and then as Greig gets older, I get another phone call of a kid called Sue at mine who works for them, and he went, I've got so and so Pad.
It's cracking.
Yeah. So and I started again to come down, and then I done it for about 6 months. Nobody, not anyone in the town.
There's not so much greed because you're also thinking of your family. You're thinking of putting food on your table, aren't you?
Yeah. Because we were struggling in the club. The club wasn't paying its way.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't paying its way, and that's why we've left it. So this is going on for a while, and I'm getting stressed because, you know, like, I'm thinking, God, no, I shouldn't be doing it. She doesn't know I'm doing it, and she's getting suspicious. People coming. The courier the lad turned into a woman all of a sudden. She come down in a mini with careless in. I was like, wow, what? So some woman out the back pulled up in a mini with careless in. And I'm like, and Debbie's going, who's that?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, what are you doing sending there? So like, it went like that, and I did pack in, and I'd stopped it, and that was it. What a relief. So that was okay. And then I went to Spain.
With the curlers in.
Yeah.
So just getting ready for the night out.
Yeah. And the kid I've come down with there, Mark, my nephew, I was in Spain with his dad and two friends just a week away. And his dad died. Dad died in Spain. Had a massive embolism and died there and then in front of me. I was like, wow. So my head was up my ass. But I still owed Chris Welch £6,000. Right, so I'm trying to sort him, getting him home, because getting him home was a nightmare. It took us ages to get him home to Spain. All the insurance and that.
But does normal insurance cover that?
No, he was fully insured out. He was properly insured. He got took home and everything. But it's just sorted out with the language difference and that.
Yeah.
Like, and
that must be fucking horrible, that.
It was horrible. So my head was up my ass, and I'd packed in doing it, but I owed him six grand. And he was phoning me for it. So I've tried to explain to him, and he's not bothered. He doesn't know Brian. He doesn't know my brother-in-law. So I get home.
Yeah, but £6,000, you know, is good for it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be sweating you.
I think it was his drink. I think it was sorted by his drink. It was, the lads in jail, Chris Welch wasn't phoning me, and neither was Mccormick.
Yeah.
So it's his drink, and he wants it. So I haven't actually got it. So I scrape. The kid eventually gives me £5,000, and I'm a grand short. So I go to my mate who's worked all his life, Decker Richardson, and he lends me £1,000. He goes to the bank and gets it.
Yeah.
It's got the band on it. Right, HSBC. So I've got the £6,000, so I phone Sue to me and I go, like, listen, your money's here, come and get it. Oh, you pad, man, bring it, I'm not bringing it to Liverpool. So I meet him halfway. I've never met anyone in a garage in my life, a petrol station.
I bet he would have.
And I met him, and he was being followed. Oh. He was being followed. So I'm in the thing, I'm talking to him. They've got it on. It's on Teesside Live and everything. The video does. I've the £6,000 in the Evening Gazette. I've shot it on the seat. They've got the cameras are unbelievable. So we go for something to eat. We're having a chat on the machines, and I said, "No, I'm done. Yeah, Sutty, I'm finished. That's me done." You know what I mean? And he's playing on the throat machine. He won £670 on the throat machine.
Fucking hell,
I didn't know there was two Bobbies playing with us as well. I didn't know. You would never have known it. So, cut long story short, I go home. And I don't know more about it, right? I've packed in. He goes home and gets nicked on the way home, stop the car. And what they've done, they've zoomed in with the camera. And when he's took the £6,000 out, they've got this on the thing. He's took it out and he's laying under this thing and he's put in some part of his dashboard underneath. And they've got him doing that. So when they've stopped him, searched him, took the car to his police station and the £6,000's there. So...
He shouldn't have made it look. He should have
just put it in his pocket.
Put it in his fucking pocket, yeah.
Just put it in your pocket.
Just stash it. It looks like drugs money. Put it in your pocket. It's like, you know.
But I didn't know he'd been nicked. No one phoned me. So as far as I'm concerned, I've paid him and I'm finished. So
does that put a tail on you then, though?
No. What happened then was they must have checked the car that I was in.
Yeah.
Which was my son's car. So it's something to do with Moloney. So they've got that. And then when they're doing raids in Liverpool, they raided 2 safe houses, and in the safe was Deathless with my name on. Then they've raided someone else's house, 2 phones, my name's in there, Paddy, Butter. And then they've raided Chris Welch's cell. I think he was in Long Lartin. I'm not sure what jail he was in. But they raided his cell, and he had 2 pals of them. Obviously, you're all getting searched.
Yeah.
They found SIM cards in various places on the body, and my number was in there. So what they've done, my name kept popping up. This is what the officer told me, the Scouse lad. He went to me, your name kept popping up, so we just come to give you a visit. So on that day,
he got someone's ass with a SIM card, you know what I mean, in prison.
So what happened was, I'm in bed one morning, blah, blah, blah. Bobby's come through the door. They raided me, 2 Scouse kids, a Welsh kid and me, at 6 o'clock in the morning, all at the same time. Not that I could have phoned them, because I didn't even know them, didn't even know they existed. And now I'm thinking...
It's like the start of a joke, isn't it? Two Welsh kids.
Yeah. So, I'm in bed and I'm thinking, about 2 days before, my brother got nicked with a key of coke. I've never spoken to my brother for 7 years. So he's been nicked with a key of coke, and I called Pico. So
Can't even say that's fucking on consumption, can you really?
So, I mean, and they dragged me to the thing and they talked to me about, where's the fucking money? Where's the drugs? Where's this? And I'm going, you've got the wrong kid, mate. I'm Paddy. You went, I know who you are. I mean, you mean after our Billy on you? You couldn't nick the other day. They didn't have who the fuck's Billy? These Scousers didn't have a clue what I was on about because it was a Scouse place.
Ah, right.
So, anyway, I got nicked and got arrested, got charged. They didn't have. I thought they'd have anything on me, but obviously times have changed, haven't they?
It's weird that. You'd think they'd phone up to fucking Borough and after the locals, wouldn't it?
What they've done there, come down, they'd been in Middlesbrough. He told me, I forgot his name now. Debbie knows because they were talking about Northern Soul all day. I got arrested 6 o'clock in the morning. They'd been there 3 days.
Right.
I never had a bank account. They were checking Debbie's bank accounts because she had the social club, the business accounts. And they'd come under incognito, they said, because the Middlesbrough police are supposed to be so bent.
But they stayed in a nice fucking hotel and everything.
They were in the Dragonora, yeah. They were in the Dragonora. Posh hotel.
No travel lodge, no.
No, posh hotel. So what they've done... what they've done, they've had a search squad, right, parked in a car park somewhere, supermarket car park.
Yeah, a local one.
Yeah, and they didn't know where they were going until...
They've got the
he
bell.
Said. So then... They were there, they were like all over the club.
So you'd all actually think it's your fucking brother though, wouldn't you?
Oh yes, I thought they've come for him now, to me. I've been packed in a few months.
Yeah.
I haven't spoken to no one.
What do you reckon your brother will get for that a year?
They got found not guilty.
Really?
Yeah. I've never really spoken, but just there, they got found not guilty.
Good.
Yeah, and what they call it, so I'm arrested and I'm thinking, well, they haven't found no drugs in my house, they haven't found no large amounts of money, they haven't found anything. It's that sequence of events, mate. The phones.
Conspiracy.
Oh,
it's
unbelievable.
Yes, isn't it?
Unbelievable. The sequence of events got me. So he says to me, right, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go and see the Crown prosecution now.
I think that held in England, though. I know they did it in America. They did it to us, didn't they?
They're bringing all the American stuff here.
But I thought it was like a sort of entrapment if you listen to phone calls there, unless you're a terrorist.
It's not, they can't use the ones that you speak on, it's the text messages. And it's the satellite system, tells you where you were.
Yeah. See, ones in America we got done on, it was like the fucking... I'd called Shaun and my phone was bugged. Now his is bugged.
Yeah.
He'd call someone.
Yeah.
And whoever picks it up, now theirs is bugged. And it's fucking hell, this big old fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, it's
we had 155 fucking core defendants, man.
They had a barrister on the case, right, who specialised in sequence of events, phone calls. He made a map out of the phone calls. Like, it was like, Neil Sotomayor phoned you at 12 o'clock on Friday night. You spoke for 5 minutes. You put the phone down. Neil Sotomayor phoned a Welsh kid. Was on the phone for 7 minutes. Put the phone down. Then he phoned...
It doesn't have the contents of the phone. No. In America, they actually have the contents of
then he phoned
conversation.
Another lad in Liverpool. And then he phoned you back. He went to the jury. What does that tell you? And I'm like, nothing. And he went, he phoned you to see what you wanted. He ordered it off the Welsh lad. Then he phoned the courier in Liverpool.
They've just made it all up.
Yeah, when that's... But
they might have had it right, but still, it's...
But the juries go for it. So
no,
anyway,
if you'd have just put that £6,000 and did a wire transfer and put it in his bank.
Yeah. What would they call it? My trial was for 7 weeks. It was a massive trial. They had to split it in half because there was that many. There was 23 people on, so they split the class A and B.
Yeah.
So Chris, I never actually went to court with Chris Welch, but they kept mentioning his name. And halfway through the 7 weeks we were up thing, and about the 5th week, my barrister went to me, I think this isn't going how it should. I think he fucked. Right, okay. But then,
I wouldn't have put you down as getting fucking sent down on that. I'd have put you down as fucking getting...
Well, my jury were out 13 days, right? And everyone had been found guilty. There was 2 of us left, me and a Scouse kid left. Everyone had been found guilty. There was only us 2 left for like 3 days, 4 days on our own. They kept coming back and going out, going out. And the annoying part of it was, the jury stood up there, foreman of the jury stood was a woman, and she went, Your Honour, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we can't reach a verdict. We've hit a brick wall. We cannot reach a verdict. It was on Thursday, right?
Well, that's right?
Yeah, the Scouse kid nudged me and went, we're going home, kid.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So, then the judge went, listen, it's Thursday, 2:20.
Go out fucking decide.
Who wants to go to work tomorrow? That's what he said. Who wants to go to work tomorrow? Why don't you just go back to the hotel, sleep on it, come back tomorrow, and we'll see what happens.
Fucking arsehole.
I swear down.
Oh my God.
Come back the next day, it's unanimous. I got found guilty unanimous. I was like,
They just want to get home now, don't they?
what's just happened?
Yeah.
He just gave him the green light, didn't he?
Give him the green light, exactly.
Yeah. They did ask to see. They asked for another video. Can we see that video again? And went out and found me guilty. And then, the judge said, you can all go home, sort your things out, because you're all going to jail.
But if that guy hadn't fucking made it look like a fucking drug fucking deal, it'd have been all right, wouldn't it?
I ended up towed up with him as well for a while in Walton. So then I decided to go home. I can go and judge the man, but I decided to go home. I go home.
Were you mad of him?
I don't get mad. It's one of them things. Now I can get mad wouldn't solve anything, would it?
It's the cost of doing business, isn't it?
It's business, and like, you know.
I think I'd throttle the cunt.
Yeah. Nah. I was in enough trouble. So I goes home and me and Debbie are talking, and it caused a bit of friction between me and Debbie because I knew I'm going to jail, but I didn't know how long for. And she knew I was going to jail, and like I was leaving her in the late, she running a club on her own, a workman's club, which was quite hard. Long story short, it comes to the...
Not much money coming in. She's wondering where the bill's going to come from and everything.
So it comes to the crunch, get the phone call, you sentence date so-and-so. So I travelled down with her now, Mark, my nephew, was coming to jail. He come to drive her home. I'm thinking, stop near Duffy. I can't explain the feeling. It's horrible. I'm smiling now, but it's because it's over. I'm happy it's over. But I'm sat in that hotel room. Next morning, I'm getting up. I'm sat there and I'm thinking, God, I'm not going home with these tonight. I'm not going home with them. And I'm packing a case. She's packing hers. And I'm looking at her. I'm thinking, God, you poor cow. And then when I goes back in, Caroline Goodwin, my barrister, she seemed okay at first, but then she just fell flat on her ass. She was crap at the end. She went to me, goes in the little room, me and Debbie. She went, oh yeah. I said, everything all right? She went, no, it's gone tits up, Pad. What do you mean? He went, he's talking double figures. I went, Caroline, shut up. By now, my wife's crying and ran out. Double figures means 10 years.
Yeah.
I went, I've actually been charged with 4 kg of amphetamine. Have a word with yourself. And she went, Paddy. She went, he's gone back, all the way back. He thinks you're more involved. I said, I don't care what he thinks, Caroline. You can't get me 10 years for this. And I always remember she went to me, what would you be happy with? And get me the 4 year you promised me. She went, I can't, you got 5.5. She told me that before I even went in court. She went, you've got 5.5. I went, 5.5 fucking year. For 4 kg of amphetamine.
Was she paid?
No. I couldn't afford to get a paid one.
See, that's it. It fucking sucks, man.
Chris Welch had a paid one and it didn't do him any good. He was already doing 16 years anyway. He was already in jail.
Was he?
Yeah. He got another 14.
I don't think you should have got fuck all on that.
I don't really, but, you know, it sorted me right out the 5.5 years, you know. It made
I
me...
reckon even, you know what, if you want to be harsh, give you fucking 6 months or so, fucking wake up.
4 kg of amphetamines, that's my original charge. But what he done was, for me proceeds of
4
crime.
kilos?
Yeah. My proceeds of crime, he put it down to £87,000. And this is the argument I had.
Well, how's the got you for that one? You've only got fucking, you've only handed 6 grand in.
But that's what I'm saying. So the thing was, I've got charged with 4 kg of amphetamine. The judge was saying what to do, to water it down. This is the judge. We water it down. You cut it to so-and-so, and you sell it for £10 a gram. And this is what it comes to. I went, whoa, hold on a minute. Am I a drug dealer or am I, what do they call it? Am I a street dealer or am I a, I'm a supplying? You can't have it both ways.
No, they can't do either that, can they? You know,
87 grand I had to pay. I haven't paid. I paid £1. I still owe them the rest. If I ever come into money, they take it.
Yeah.
But it was a horrible time, and I mean, I stayed down northwest. I
bet you felt bad for your wife, didn't you?
Oh yeah, and the kids, yeah, because there's lots of trolls on, you know, like your dad dies in jail and stuff like that. But I ended up in Walton.
Didn't you think about fucking off? Go to Spain?
I was going home, mate. I was going home, yeah. But what happens, you know, you go to Spain.
I mean, you wouldn't want to. You wouldn't think you'd have to run over that. No. If you thought it was serious and you thought you were going to get double.
I was going to get 10, 12. Yeah, probably, yeah. But you've got to come back, haven't you, sometime?
Yeah. Well, I did it. I did 2.5 street robbery, and then Shaun said, "Yeah, I'll take you over America to keep you out of trouble." I got into a fight over there and broke the guy's jaw, and I was getting done for the Section 18. So, but as you know, it takes about 12 months to get to fucking Crown Court and that. So while I'm waiting, Shaun goes, "You want to come over?" So I said, to keep you out of trouble, said, "Yeah, all right, I will do." And I did do it, I ended up getting fucking 8 over there.
Drugs world's an hard world, and I'm not glorifying it, I'm not glamorising it. I know we've sat here and smiled, haven't we, but...
Yeah, we've run out of time for this one, but I know you've got the Walton stories and you've got your Frenchy stories.
Yeah.
So you were worried about making time, and you've got lost.
You've gone over 2 hours.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
No,
mate.
that's brilliant. That's exactly what we wanted.
Brilliant.
You told your story really well, really well. Why should people watching this buy your book?
I mean, my book, going back to the book, The Altar Boy, I mean, please buy it because...
The Altar Boy.
Yeah, it's not all about drugs. It's not all about drugs. It's not all about violence. It's about my life story. Growing up from a little council estate and choosing the wrong road. My wife says, got on the bus and got off a few wrong stops, you know. But I've paid my dues and I hold my hands up. It was on my own doing.
If people want to reach out to you or message you, are you on like Facebook or anything?
Yeah, I've got an Altar Boy page on Facebook and that. Jamie set it up for me. I'm not very good with the old computers, but...
So all of Paddy's links to his book, Facebook, if you want to get in touch with him, are in the description box below this video. Please put down in the comments your questions and what you thought of this video today. Huge thank you to all the new subscribers. Subscription logo is in the bottom right hand corner of this video. Huge thank you to all people who've donated on PayPal, Patreon, Just Giving, Subscribe All those links are in the description box, and you enable us to keep producing these podcasts in a studio with sound engineers and professional cameramen and stuff like that. So we really hope you've enjoyed this podcast from Liverpool. Give us a hug, Paddy.
And please buy these t-shirts. I've got 2 t-shirts out right now. I'd like you to buy them, please.
Well, man, t-shirts, the link also in the description box below this video.